I gotta get the bag.
Marco! Marco! I'm letting you very...
That's haram.
Happy Thanksgiving, goons, you fucking idiots.
Yep. Looks like it's about that time again, innit? In it. Rolled right out of bed. What can I say? Maybe it's Maybelline. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes. I've been hearing tremors online. I've been hearing it through the grapevine. You know, I'm a big famous YouTuber. I hear the whispers of what the media is cooking up, what the latest headlines are going to be from time to time. And it is true what they're reporting. You may have heard early leaks of it. Yes, I do have an absolutely perfect beard. So, that's good. Get that out of the way. I know it's on everybody's mind. Yes, I have a perfect beard. Sorry to tell you. Sorry. Sorry, all my enemies. Speaking of which, speaking of all my enemies, no, is Patrick our enemy? No, he's not our enemy. He's a good friend, or he will be. Today, I thought I would continue last week's stream topic where we were discussing people who were exposing me. We watched a couple videos of people exposing me, but we didn't get through all of them because the support from the goons was so immense, so huge, such great support. I've got the best goons. The support with the donations, the super chats, the Streamlabs, you know, this past month was a big one in terms of legal expenses, and so I really do appreciate you guys helping me with that. Absolutely, trying to, you know, making a dent in that. So we didn't, because of that, because of all the fun we were having in the bag wars, in the donor wars, I didn't get through all the videos that I had intended to watch. How do we sound over here, by the way? Let's see. Speaking of all my enemies. Oh, it sounds so fucking good. Oh, he's a professional. So I thought we would continue, and there's one gentleman, Patrick, who we see in the thumbnail of this video, Patrick Aung. And Patrick, I've been familiar with his game for a couple of years, and where do I even begin with Patrick Aung? Patrick has several videos, some dedicated to me, some just dedicated to the anti-MLM, the wider anti-MLM movement. And I will say, from what I've seen, I haven't delved too deeply, but from what I've seen, he seems to do a better job. I mean, he's still in careers ago, 2.5 years ago. Wow, time flies. We saw that his whole thing was based on like misogyny, and the reason he didn't like anti-MLM was because he thinks women are stupid, lazy idiots, and whatever. We've seen different variations, different thought processes behind why some of these pro-MLM folks defend it. But Patrick is a bit of a different story because he actually seems to try to engage with the arguments that are being made. Like, for example, we will see him attempt to debunk the impossible exponential math that is pointed out often by me and others. Like how when we say, you know, if you recruit 5 who recruit 5, you'll run out of people. He attempts to explain why that's a nonsensical argument and whatever. So I'm looking forward to this. First of all, let me say, I don't know what's going on in the chat. Apparently there's a new YouTube like community feature where there's a leaderboard. I see Monsoon somebody at the top of the leaderboard right now. I don't know how it works. They've gamified it. You're now earning XP for engaging. So I don't know. Thumbs up the ting, I guess. More incentive to thumbs up the ting. I'll take it. I'll take that. I want to say what up to the mods and the members. Viz Mayhem, Danielle, Legend Gaming, Jared, Yubji, who's #1 apparently with a crown. Oh my god, there's so much colors and symbols and whatever in the chat now. It's crazy. Legend Gaming, Alex FPV, Wagwan. Okay, let's see. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get it warmed up. Warm it up. Let's warm it up. Gave the lawyer the money. Boom. Yeah, exactly. Where's my...
We gave him the money. Boom.
Perfect. Thank you, The Pickle. You are a legend, The Pickle. Big up to The Pickle in the chat. Liz, Thick Nectar, Carrie Anna, Debit Adams, and Accountant 234 All received memberships. Wow. And look, we got DTI in the chat. Not enough green in the chat. So true, Alex. Now we're getting some more. Look, I love when the whole chat is green. Uh-huh. What up? What up, West Ray? Mm-hmm. 80 people watching, only 26 likes. The sound of the knife going into my back. The knife sliding betwixt my ribs. Okay. Where do I start? This is part 1. Okay. Let's start with this video. It's called How to Correct Anti-MLM Fanatics r/anti-MLM. Can't wait for this. Let me open the chat on my phone so that my computer doesn't have a conniption. What a great word. Excited to see me get exposed. Yeah. What up, Cosmos? Cosmos, first time catching you live. Let's go. It's real. It's not pre-recorded. What up, John? Jeff says, I have always Marco a shout out on Reddit. I gave always Marco a shout out on Reddit. Fuck yeah. Thank you. What up, Ali? All right. Let's see. Yeah. Let's expose each other. What are you gay? All right. Here we go. Patrick Aung, everybody. Make him feel at home. Make him feel welcome. Is this going to show if I... There we go. I'm so good at this. Here we go. Don't... Why the fuck would I want to open Apple Music at a time like this?
To make hateful content.
Okay, here we go.
Anti-MLM has been known to make hateful contents in pretense that they are helping people. They claim to be saving people. They claim to be the messiah of the internet online space. They portray themselves as social knights.
I am the messiah, thank you.
The white knights pretending to be protecting people from scams that they have made it up themselves. Why? It is to earn YouTube money.
Motive number 1. If you wanna find someone guilty in a court of law for murder, you gotta find a few things. You need a motive, you need evidence, physical evidence, potentially the murder weapon.
Andrea Marquina donated 10 Canadian dollars.
You need $10 from Andrea Marquina. Thank you, Andrea. You are the GOAT. You are a legend. You are inspiring the other members of this cult. With the first $10 Super Streamlabs donation that we've gotten so far, you are inspiring the other members of this cult to rise up and do the right thing, which is expose always Marco for being a scammer. Actually, you've fallen for it. You've fallen for the scam. How could you? How could you fall for the scam of supporting always Marco, who is a grifter, who just does this for money to enrich himself? Okay, so motive number 1 that Patrick is rolling with here is that anti-MLM creators are just doing it for money. Let's let him cook. Robert in the chat, yeah, hail the Messiah. Yeah, salam alaikum, Robert.
Donation money, affiliate marketing money. They do not care that they spread lies and falsehood in order to earn those money. They will do it.
I'm ready.
If there is one thing you have to understand about the anti-MLM cult apologists and the hate group extremists, dog reform groups, it is their persistent tenacity in their arguments, even if the actual truth is staring at them point blank in the face. Even if they are faced with facts, figures, documentations, research by the
Snoopy Doo. If you fall off the horse, get back on the horse. Appreciate you.
medical calculations, they have to carry on trying to debunk when they know they are in the wrong. One example is the 5x5x5 that I've talked about in my previous video. Okay, they say that if 5x5x5 recruitment is carried out by the 13th cycle, we will have run out of people in the entire world. So I say it is realistically impossible in real life settings, which is true. But they flip it around and say, well, if it doesn't happen, it proves that it doesn't work. Gotcha! These people are so brainwashed and so self-absorbed in their one-sided thinking to the point where they refuse to admit when they are wrong. Instead of saying, I was wrong, I'm sorry, instead of that, they come up with a completely irrelevant points and say, looky here, you're still wrong. Gotcha! And I pointed out this nonsense with one simple real-life scenario. If 5x5x5 actually works and we will have run out of people in the entire world, if that's the case, why on earth does Amway still have annual recognition events? If they run out of people, there should not be any celebrations for people years after years, but they have it.
Wow, so stupid, you know? It's crazy how easy it is for me to rebut this objective nonsense. The fact that grown adults made this, you know, he made this, bro, he has a series of videos, okay? This is one of the shorter ones. The fact that you, like, thought this, you watched something that said the 5x5 thing. Then you thought, how do I disagree with this? Then you thought about it some more, Then you recorded a video of you saying what you think that you disagree with. Then you watched it back and uploaded it, and potentially people you know saw it, and nobody checked you. But okay, we're here today to check you, so I got you. Yeah, apology video will not be coming. What up, Viz Mayhem?
And another argument, if 5x5x5 doesn't happen,
Gotcha is a solid drop.
it proves that it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then why on earth does Amway still have annual recognition events? If it doesn't work, you're supposed to fail, but we still have people ranking up years after years and celebrating those new people ranking up years after years.
So easy to debunk this and rebut this.
I know I've said these irrefutable points, but you have to understand, these anti-MLM, they don't give up. They can't give up.
Dave Vaughn in the chat says, if 5x5x5 is fake, why are we still partying? Exactly. Dave Vaughn has a storied history with Patrick Aung. I don't know if we'll find the exact video, but when I was looking through Patrick's YouTube catalog to see if I wanted to do this stream, I saw a thread of comment exchanges between him and Dave Vaughn, and it was just like, Patrick, one of those guys, man, he will drop walls of text to make his point. Okay, should we start with the debunkery of what Patrick Aung has been saying here? First of all, the motivation that he states for anti-MLM creators is, of course, they just all want to make money. They all just want to back up that Brinks truck. You know, they all just want to get the bag. Where's that? I got to get the bag.
I gotta get the bag.
That's all we care about. Now, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but let's be adults about this and give Patrick a special explanation just for him. Isn't it ironic? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a it's a red light when you're already late. Isn't it ironic that Patrick, who's in an MLM, his MLM is called Atomy, Atomy, or Atomy. I don't know how to say it. Isn't it ironic that someone who's in an MLM, who's defending MLM, is saying that people who make videos about why MLMs are scams are just doing it for money, when their whole thing, which is supposedly a business, is about making money? Isn't the whole pitch making passive income? Just before we started this stream, I saw a video from a different guy, very well put together video, from somebody who's in Atomy, and it's called How to Make Money with the Atomy Compensation Plan or whatever. And the guy's on stage. I just jumped to a random point in the video. I just clicked to a random point on the timeline. And the guy's on stage with the microphone. Do you want to make passive income? Okay, so the whole thing is about money. So let's not use money as some great indicator of evil doing. Not everyone who makes money is evil. Not everyone who makes money is doing it just to make money. As a matter of fact, there are basically any job you can think of, no matter how noble it is, the people who do those jobs wouldn't be doing it unless there was money. Does that mean they did it for money? No, but motherfuckers gotta eat. People gotta live. Does the kindergarten teacher who deals with dirty, coughing, snotty, disgusting kids all day, vomiting and pooping their pants, do they make a ton of money? No. Probably you would probably think that those people just love children and they do it because, you know, they enjoy doing it, and that's like, you know, that's what they wanted to do. Surely the money they make does not justify all the headache that they deal with. But if you said to that kindergarten teacher, you know what, we're actually not going to pay you anymore, they probably wouldn't do it anymore. Does that mean that they just did it for money? It's complete nonsense. A firefighter, a doctor, are they just doing it? Imagine you walked into a doctor's office for an appointment, and the doctor was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to give you this medicine, blah, blah, blah. Your insurance is covering this much. Here's your bill for the difference. And you said to the doctor, you're just doing this for money, aren't you? Maybe you know what? Maybe they did this. Maybe they came from a poor family and they decided, when I'm older, I'm going to be a doctor, so that way I can make more money. Maybe they did actually become a doctor for money. Even in that case, where their financial incentive was the primary motivator, even in front of their goal to help people. Does it really matter in that instance if the net effect of what they're doing is positive, if what they're doing is healing people, helping people? You know, of course, don't they deserve to get paid for that? So likewise, I think when someone can demonstrate the way us anti-MLM haters can demonstrate that this supposed business that these people are pushing is just objectively a scam and a lie and a cult every single way that you slice it, from every angle, in every aspect, every word, every phrase, every term, every element is a lie. If that's helping people, if that's saving people's incomes and relationships and whatever, you know, I've gotten thousands of comments over the years saying you're doing God's work, and, you know, endless DMs. Thank you for this video. My brother was going to join this. Now he didn't, blah, blah, blah. Not to toot my own horn, but I mean, if this is having such a positive effect on people, I mean, this is essentially the market, right? The market has responded positively. Doesn't that mean that I deserve to get money off of the thing that I'm doing? And last point, the amount of money that I, as one of the biggest anti-MLM creators, make, okay, is inconsequential in the face of the legal expenses that I face. So to say that I just do this for money, I'm telling you right now, with my abilities, with my skills, with my charisma, my intelligence, I could go make a lot more money doing many other things. If I'll tell you right now, if you're considering becoming an anti-MLM creator, don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the money. Because even with the amazing community of supportive cult members and goons like I have, wait till the lawyers start coming in, okay? Wait till the lawyers start coming in, and then you'll see how much money you're making. These people seem to think that we're just like over here rolling in cash, which I understand can be frustrating, because we know 99% of people in MLMs actually lose money and are spending more than they make. So if you're a person who's in a pyramid scheme and you watch an anti-MLM creator make $10 in donations, they, you know, and they didn't have to buy PV in order to get the $10 as a refund and, you know, a rebate. It's just straight cash to them. I can understand why that would be frustrating, because, you know, already on this stream where Andrea donated $10, I've made more money, and Andrea has also made more money by spending the $10 than most people in MLMs ever will. Of course, most people in MLMs only lose money, and there's not a single MLM that you can buy into for as little as $10. So that's a great demonstration right there. There you go.
Slippery_Pete just dropped
Slippery
a bag
Pete.
30 Canadian dollars. Imagine watching an Always Marco
true.
live stream and not dropping a bag.
So true. Thank you, Slippery Pete. Imagine watching Always Marco live stream and not dropping a bag. I mean, hey, it's a sick, evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
We need to figure it out. Marco doesn't do it for the money. He does it for the hoes, says Joseph. So true. So true. In MLM, it's profit before people. They deny saying they are helping and don't idolize them, only admiring them. Whatever that means. Baked Till Crisp says, been a goon since gravy time in junior high. I'm guessing that's Justin. What up, Justin? Appreciate you. Gravy time, crazy. This homie is mainlining the Kool-Aid. Yep. We should have failed, but we've done such a good job brainwashing. Marco never fails to incorporate a deep cut song. That ADHD superpower, baby. Cool. Okay. 134 people watching, and only, I don't know, but I'm sure it's not 134 likes on the stream, which is, of course, a betrayal of, you know, the highest order. 47 people. So 100 of you actually are villains. Danielle
W donated 10 Canadian dollars.
Goon
tax.
Goon tax, indeed. Back it up. Thank you, Danielle. We need goon taxes need to be paid. My lawyer, bro. My lawyer. This poor sweet angel. If you saw my lawyer's face right now, you'd be like, "Aw, take $500." So yeah, okay. Kira says it's better to lose money in MLMs than make money, because if you lose money, it's most likely you only lost money. But if you make money, you know other people lost money. That's actually true. Viz Mayhem says, we have this perception in the first world that doctors do what they do for the love of saving people. But in most third world countries, people strive to be doctors because it brings the family big money. So true. And so common sense as well. Okay, so I think we've done a decent job. If anyone disagrees, you're welcome to explain why. You know, as I always say, you're entitled to your opinion if you can back it up. I think we've debunked the whole, okay, money-making motivation. Okay.
They will attempt to try and debunk me. They have to.
They are only doing these videos to make goon tax.
Even when they are absolutely losing, they will have to carry on saying that I'm so deeply brainwashed, I'm so delusional, and that I am desperately trying to defend network marketing, multi-level marketing. Okay, trust me.
Okay, let's keep going deeper. The next bit is that he resents the idea of being brainwashed. Well, I don't think any person who's ever been brainwashed would admit to being brainwashed. That sounds like something somebody who's brainwashed would say. No person ever says, oh, I joined a cult today, you know? Hey man, how have you been? Oh, good. I'm in a cult now. Oh, that's amazing, sweetie. You know, everyone thinks that people who join cults join something else, usually a front organization that used some sort of disguise. For example, there are religious cults. You might think of something like Scientology, where their cover is a religion. There are cults of personality, where people follow a leader that also, you know, they mix their charisma with some religious teaching, like Jim Jones and the People's Temple. That's a cult. That was a cult where over 900 people ingested cyanide mixed with Flavor Aid. That's where the term drinking the Kool-Aid comes from, and committed a mass suicide in Guyana because they were followers of this death cult where they thought the only way to escape to the next whatever was to kill themselves. Same thing with the Heaven's Gate cult. You know, a bunch of people committed mass suicide because they believed that that was the only way for their spirit to go up into the spaceship to move beyond this this dimension when the apocalypse was going to happen or whatever. So people join things that they think are different organizations. They think they're joining a church group. They think they're joining, you know, they think they're making a new friend in MLM. That's typically the thing, is they think they're making a new friend is, first of all, hey, I love those shoes. And then after that, they think that they're part of the greatest business opportunity in the world. And I've talked before about how if you want to sell a really horrible lie, it's not enough to just denounce the truth. It's not enough to just say the truth is wrong. You actually have to claim the opposite of the truth. So rather than saying, no, we're not a pyramid scheme, MLMs aren't scams, you actually have to go farther than that. You have to say, not only is this not a scam, this is the greatest income opportunity in the world. This is the greatest company in the world. Using this kind of hyperbole takes your mind away from the other end of the spectrum, which is the truth, which is that vast majority of people, virtually every person, loses money. You know, the red flags of cults are there. You're not allowed to question the leader. There's authoritarian rule. You're not allowed to question down the hierarchy or across. You're only allowed to ask, you know, check upline. It's endless. It's endless. They have a leader who, you know, they believe the leader has been imbued with special magical or spiritual psychic properties to unlocking money and secrets of money. What do you mean secrets of money? There's no secrets. You know, the secret that if anyone claims to have a secret of money, it's because they're about to finesse you. It's because they're about to sell you on some bullshit. The secrets of money. Okay. Patrick Bet-David praised Scientologists last week, claiming those people work harder than anyone he knows. Ah! I mean, that's a great corporate culture to try to instill with your own companies, Patrick. So, amazing. Truly amazing. So, yeah, you have to, nobody thinks they're in a cult. Nobody thinks they're brainwashed. I'm open to the idea that I'm brainwashed. If you say I'm brainwashed, I would say, okay, well, which what belief system am I subscribing to, or whose teachings am I following that you could even say that I've been brainwashed by or brainwashed into? Am I brainwashed because I don't like pyramid schemes? I don't think so.
God did.
Baked till crisp DIDDDDDD.
That's what the
50
fuck
Canadian dollars.
What the fuck I'm talking about? That's family right there. That's a family move right there. Backing up that Brinks, baby. Reset it. Reset it. That was too quick.
I'm not a loser.
That was too quick.
Work.
Back to work. Yeah.
He's beginning to believe.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets.
I love that. I love that. Me like that. Me like that. Thank you so much, bro. I'm assuming it's Justin. Some people, they don't put their own names, but then they drop a deep cut reference to my personal life when I was 11 years old. Baked till crisp. Oh, yeah, it is Justin. I just checked. I used the back catalog to scan. You know what's amazing about Justin is that he actually donated almost 4 years ago on June 19th, 2021, and donated $100 and said, "A little something for the fight ahead. It's gravy time." So, Justin, big up to you, man. You're a legend. The cult never forgets. I might forget, but the Streamlabs back office in analytics data doesn't forget. So, appreciate you. Okay, so what else? Again, you're entitled to your opinion if you can back it up. So, Patrick, if you think I'm brainwashed, I welcome you to present your evidence, present what it is I'm fighting for, what I'm defending, and give me the reason why. We've already knocked off the list the money-making reason because, you know, lawyers. But, you know, let's see what happens.
If they ever decide to do a reaction to my newer videos, that's what they're going to do. And believe me, they will come up with more false equivalents, strawmans, red herring fallacy, many more to try and counter my arguments. You better believe it. Now, going back to the 5x5x5, I used the Amway case studies to debunk both their arguments. You know,
this is strange because it seems that he's used, I mean, he has 20 views in 3 months. It almost looks like he used a bunch of tags that I would normally use. Anti-MLM pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing, multi-level misery. Oh, yeah, he just copy-pasted this from one of my videos. Why would you put multi-level misery in the description? That's my series. CoffeeZilla, Always Marco, Julie Anderson, Robert Fitzpatrick, Amway, Herbalife, World Financial Group, ACN, WFG, IM Academy, Bob Proctor. Okay. Let's see any comments on this. Oh, Benjamin, of course. Here, look. Patrick just goes in. You know? Benjamin says, the problem is that there aren't enough people. 5x5 keeps building and collapsing. When it collapses, the last ones in lose and are always the majority. If you actually use logical thinking or critical thinking, you would not be anti-MLM. You would be ashamed, okay? I used Amway as an example. If 5x5 happens, why does Amway still have annual recognition events? Okay, I guess I have to address this now. And I don't know Always Marco witty comeback. If 5x5 doesn't happen. Oh, and I know Always Marco's witty comeback. If 5x5 doesn't happen, it proves it doesn't work. Again, if that's the case that it doesn't work, why does Amway still have annual recognition? If it doesn't work, why Amway have annual recognition? Okay, so he's very stuck on this last point. He commented it again. If the last one that comes in is always rigged to lose, why Amway have annual recognition? Okay. I can answer this. I know, obviously we can see that he has dug his heels in pretty deeply on this point, so I'm going to answer it. Like Always Marco says he would gladly accept anybody for a debate, and if he is wrong, he would delete his entire channel. That is a huge, blatant, disgusting lie. Why should he lose the debate when he can deny the truth with his witty deflection Mambo jambo nonsensical words, but who cares? Okay, Patrick, I mean, I hope it's true that you actually are an open-minded individual who isn't brainwashed and is open to a different perspective and open to the idea that you might be incorrect, because I can actually answer that question. And as a matter of fact, I actually think Benjamin did answer that question in his comment where he said, it keeps building and collapsing. That's the key there. To answer your question, this seems to be his main grievance with the 5x5 issue, is that in MLMs, what they tell you generally is some variation of the following. Just recruit 5 people or 3 people or 8 people or whatever, who each recruit 5 more. Well, this is nonsense because, first of all, the 5 people that you're probably going to think to recruit are also people who know each other. If you're going to go recruit your 5 best friends, there's a high likelihood that they're also each other's best friends. So you're already limiting the potential for success. You're already cannibalizing the potential downline market for your new recruits before they've even had a chance. Number 2 is that if on paper this actually were possible, if we assumed that every 5 people who were recruited successfully recruited 5 more and nobody left the company and everyone was successful, we would have run out of people a long time ago. We would have run out of people on Earth by the 13th cycle. And the majority of all of those people would be in the bottom layer. Because, of course, once you run out of people, there's no new people under you that you can recruit. So it's design. And by the way, we don't even need to go that far. Go to the second layer. Go to the third layer. If I recruit 5 people and that's it, and those 5 people below me have nobody under them, they're all going to lose money because, of course, they have no recruiting-based income. So it doesn't actually matter what level we stop at. We can show that the idea of making money based on recruiting people is a fraud even 1 layer deep. We don't even have to extrapolate it to the 13th layer and say, oh, we'd run out of people. You know it's a fraud from 1 layer because if I just have 5 people below me and they have no one below them, that means 1 guy is at the top and 5 people are at the bottom. What's 1 divided by 5? 0.2. So that means in this example where there's only 6 people, let's say that this is my MLM company, me and 5 people, my MLM company, 0.2, I guess would that be 0.2% of people are making all the money? Me. 1 guy is making money, 5 people are losing money. So out of 6 people, one over 6 is 16.67. So percentage-wise. So out of the 6 people in the company, only 16%, which is me, 1 guy, is making money. 16%. What is 1 out of 6 in percentage? So 16.67. So even just from this example of 1 guy who recruits 5 people, we already know how bad the failure rate is. The loss rates, rather. It's 83.3 something percent. It only gets worse if we go down another layer. Because if we go down another layer where those 5 each get 5, now we have 25 in that layer, 5 above. We have 31 people in the company. And again, only me at the top is going to make any money because the people below me only have 5 each below them, which means that they're probably not making enough after you factor in their expenses to actually be in the green and profiting. So they're still losing money, that 83, whatever it was, 86% of people. And what about the people who are now the new majority, who are in the 25 below that? Well, same problem. They're in the bottom layer. So once again, only 1 guy is making money. So 1 over 36, sorry, 31 in percent. It is 3.22%. So we have 1 person out of 31 people making money. Now, from going 2 layers deep, we see only 3% of people, which is 1 guy, made money. And of course, as this goes on, it only gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you know what? Even in this hypothetical example, even I may be losing money because if I'm not the actual owner of the company, I'm just the first distributor, it's entirely possible that I'm actually spending more money than I'm making as well. So I know Patrick is probably watching this frustrated. So to answer your question in the simplest terms possible, if 5x5 doesn't work, why does Amway still have annual recognition events? This is the question he desperately wants answered. If it doesn't work, why Amway have annual recognition? The reason, Patrick, that Amway still can have annual recognition, the reason that people can still rank up is because every year there are new people. Every year there are new people who join. Simple. New people join. We know that the churn rates in MLMs are massive, more than 50%. So that means that in year one, there was, let's say, 100 people. In year two, more than 50 of those people left and were replaced by new people. Why do you think that people in MLMs put such an emphasis on recruiting teenagers who are fresh out of high school, turning 18 years old, actually legally able to make their own decisions without a parent's signature? Or first-year university students? Why are these the people that get pursued the most? Why do MLMs make the effort of putting up booths at like college career days or high school career days for helping students to decide? What these fairs are supposed to do is help students decide what they might want to study or go into after high school. Why is that a demographic that MLMs want to target? Well, because they're younger, they have no worldly experience, they might not know about MLMs or pyramid schemes. They've probably never had an experience before. They haven't been recruited before because they were 17 or younger. So they want to be first to get them they're also the most susceptible to bullshit. An 18-year-old is going to be much more easy to convince with fantastical wealth claims. Somebody who still has limited experience in the real world, they're going to be more susceptible than somebody who's actually been grinding and facing the truth about the difficulties of life for 10 years or whatever. So yes, new people are recruited. That's the simple answer. People can still rank up. Of course, if I join Amway today, it's possible that I can recruit a few people and maybe I can even rank up a couple times, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't even mean that I'm making money. A lot of people who walk across the stage at big MLM events, if we were to actually look at their tax returns or their bank accounts, we would see that they're actually losing. In Amway, just like in every other MLM I've ever looked at, a big part of how you rank up is PV, personal volume, or purchase volume, meaning the amount of money you yourself spend. So that means that if you're in the highest ranks, you're spending the most. This is why in the Lula Rich Amazon Prime series, you saw these women who were in LuLaRoe that were making $10,000 a month, but they were spending $15,000 a month. Because in the compensation plan, it says, okay, well, $1 equals 1 PV. So for every PV you generate, we're going to pay you $1. But in order to get PV, you have to buy products. And the products come out to about $2 per 1 PV. So you're actually spending $2 for every $1 you get back, which tricks people into thinking that they got money back or that they made money. But in actuality, it was just like a partial refund. Buy this box of shampoo and you'll get 100 PV. Okay, well, how much is the box of shampoo? $200. So I gave you 200. Now I have 100 PV. And on my check or whatever, it's going to say I got $100 because 100 PV equals $100. So in my mind, girl math, I'm like, I made $100. But actually, I lost $100. It's amazing how you can frame something as making money when actually it's losing money. This goes back to what I said before, that you can't just denounce the truth. To get away with a true act of evil or deception, you have to call it the opposite of what it is. The greatest income opportunity in the world, compensation plan, making money. All of these terms are lies in the context of MLM. So that I hope that's a simple enough answer, Patrick. You can clip this part starting now. The reason that Amway still has recognition events, the reason people can still rank up, is because each year there is a replenishing market of high school and college age students who join MLMs. Some of them will buy enough product to rank up. Some of them will be able to recruit enough people to move up to the next rank. Some of them might even be able to recruit 5 people who each recruit 5 people who each recruit 5 people and rank up. and they all buy enough PV that the person at the top can rank up, of course. And then the next year, a bunch of them will be churned, and there will be new people replacing them. So it's in a constant state of rise and fall. It's in a constant state of building and collapsing, as Benjamin explained in his comment. That is the reason why people in Amway are still able to rank up. That is why Amway still has recognition events. Bye-bye. I mean, it's so, and I'm trying to put myself in Patrick's shoes to see, like, what could he even say back to this? He would probably say, oh, yeah, but you guys said that there was the 5x5, so how are there new people still joining? Well, because the population of Earth is still growing. That's one reason. And number two, there are people who could be, they might have been in one MLM before, and now they're joining another. Maybe they were in ACN, now they're in Amway. Maybe they were in Amway, now they're in another one. It's possible, but the whole point with bringing up the 5x5 is that what I've said time and again with that is that if the system worked the way y'all say it does, then we would have ran out of people by now. Of course, we're not actually going to run out of people. So, you know, he doesn't disprove anything by asking this question, and he doesn't prove anything by saying Amway still has annual recognition events. It's just a blatant misunderstanding of the common sense thing we're talking about here. Okay, let's see the comments here. Wes Watson saved my life. I doubt that. What up, Grace? What up, Lily? You're building on sand. As the sand collapses, it's always replenished. Dave Vaughn says, why still partying? 1, the top people remain the same unless they migrate to another company. 2, the events themselves are retention activities. True. 3, comp structure changes. True. 4, many are celebrating their own purchases, not sales. I mean, how much more simply do you need it spelled out for you, Patrick? And I would love for you to come over to the light side and be a friend of mine and, you know, join me and do a live stream with me or something. But I think once you've put so much of your personality and out there, and you've published this content to the internet, and you've made it such a, you know, as Dominic Izzo said, he burned the boats. You know, he burned the boats on the idea of getting married and having a family and being a father, because he's burned the boats to pursue multi-level marketing. I mean, it's so sad, but I also understand, like, when you're that deep, it's almost easier to take it to the grave than it is to, like, change. But yeah. Do you like me?
Do you like me?
I love that audio. Can we make fun of Ben Hilborn again? Maybe in the future. We'll see where he's at. Question for a pro MLMer. Why are there no MLM janitorial services? Shouldn't they start one? Yeah. I got a great comment recently that it was on one of my Amway videos, and somebody said, I know a guy who works in the Amway factory in Michigan, like the actual factory. Like, he's an actual worker who gets paid, a wage. And he said that the guys who work in the warehouse laugh at the Amway distributors because they think that they're like business people, you know? Snoopy Doo says there's also annual events because people in other MLMs aren't making money, so they all jump to others. The next company is always different. Yes. Shanann Watts from the Chris Watts case. She was such a high rank and had a company-funded car, but they were losing so much for maintenance. From the outside looking in, she looks lit. Yes. I think that's such a... I recently watched another one of these, A to Z crime, YouTube documentaries about Shanann Watts and Chris Watts, and I thought, why the fuck does nobody spend more time talking about how this woman was in a multi-level marketing scheme, burning through the entire family's money, I'm reading the chat. Just give out the product for free, then you become a millionaire. Yeah, exactly. Take a lesson from Ray. Laughing all the way to their JOB, yeah. Okay, let's see.
If it happens, it's bad. If it doesn't happen, it's also bad. The most likely response I could think of using my brainwash brains is that they're going to argue that, well, Patrick, Amway only have annual recognition events because of the turnover rates.
Let's address that.
So you're still not making any points. To which my response will be, what does that have anything to do with anything that I have just said? How does this, whatever you just said, new topic, new debate points, does anything to debunk me and proves that what I say about 5 by 5 by 5 arguments being a load of lazy brain dead arguments? I mean, here's the structure of your nonsense logical fallacies, okay? Since you people are...
Okay, so yeah, I guess he did just prove our point, which is that it doesn't matter what we say. He's gonna... It's funny. Accuse the other of what you are doing. In the comments, he said that Marco is... Marco is lying when he said he would delete his entire channel. This is a huge, blatant, disgusting lie. Why should he lose the debate when he can deny the truth with his witty deflection, mumbo-jumbo nonsense? Well, that's exactly what you just did. We've addressed your point that you demanded an answer to of why does Amway still have annual recognition events if the recruiting is unsustainable? Well, we just answered that thoroughly. And you just did that exact thing saying, oh, well, what does that have to do with anything? It's like talking to a wall, you know? And it says, since you people are unable to comprehend logic. I mean, Patrick, it's quite simple, bro. People in MLMs, they tell prospects, they tell prospective recruits, just recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people. If you show them on a napkin, oh, well, we would run out of people by the 13th cycle, then they say, oh, but that would never happen. And you say, yeah, of course. But then if it's impossible that it could happen, but you're telling me that's what needs to happen. You're telling me that's what I need to do. So it doesn't, all I'm doing is showing you that it doesn't work the way you say it does. Because if it did, we would have made it to the end and run out of people. As a matter of fact, fuck running out of people. If it worked the way they say it does, why would there have ever needed to be more than one MLM in the first place? Wouldn't we all have been in Amway by now? Wouldn't Amway be the one and only MLM if that was the case? If the multi-level marketing endless chain worked? And again, I know it's nonsense, but that's what y'all are telling us we need to do. You're telling us just recruit 5 and recruit 5. Okay. Math. Oh, knock, knock. Who's that? Oh, it's Math. Hey, come on in, Math. Yeah, no, it's fine. We're just having a chat. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's impossible. Oh, okay. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Structure of your nonsense logical fallacies, okay? Since you people are unable to comprehend logic, I even made a whiteboard write-up for visual learning, okay? So if you're...
I like how he's heard me say the term logical fallacies, and now he's just saying logical fallacies, you know? Hey, not everything you disagree with is a logical fallacy, you know?
Still arguing with me even after all this, right? I will know that you are either so deeply brainwashed, you do
Okay, let's read this. I need to pause it. If 5 by 5 happens, you would run out of people by the 13th cycle. Okay. If no, which the real case studies prove it to be false, haters will say, if it doesn't happen, it proves it does not work, which leads us to Amway case study proves both of your whatever possible argument. Saturation. Ha. Okay. You got him.
You are doing. You do not know what you are saying, or that you know what you are doing, which is even worse because you are now knowingly promoting and perpetuating extremist thought reform propaganda. So right now, at the top of the white...
He heard someone say extremist thought reform propaganda and now just uses it against everything he disagrees with. Breaking news, folks. Hold on. Where's the Goon News thing? Give me Goon News. I need a fucking producer on this show. Where's the Goon News? Here we go. There we go.
Live from Goon Headquarters.
Goon News.
Edmonton, Alberta. It's time for Goon News with your host, always Marco. You give us 5 minutes, we'll give you the Goon.
Goon News. Breaking news alert, everybody. Math henceforth shall no longer be known as math. From now on, it shall be known as extremist thought reform propaganda. So think about that next time you're going to add up some change or, you know, carry the 7 or, you know, do long division. Math is now, there's no more brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. It is extremist thought reform propaganda. And I rebuke anyone who uses it, and shame on you if you do. Thank you. Just wanted to get that message out there.
Small whiteboard, I wrote down the topic that is at hand. This is the topics, right? This is a topic that I want to prove wrong, and for the anti-MLM to prove correct. Okay. So let's see how many times the anti-MLM have deviated away from this topic, okay? And apply logical fallacies to debunk me.
Motherfucker, you're the only one who deviated from the topic. You deviated it in your own video. Deviated from it in your own video. You brought up what people in the anti-MLM movement say, which is that if the 5x5 worked, we would run out of people, and that because that hasn't happened, it proves it doesn't work, which is correct. And then you deviated and said, well, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about? So then, and then you go on to say, oh, well, anti-MLM folks will deviate from the topic with nonsense and logical fallacies. Hey! Yes? Kettle? Yeah, it's me, Pot. Okay, nice. Yeah, go.
Roast me, put me at my place, and start celebrating. Booyah! Yeah, I'm so ingenuous. This ingenuous. Go get him, Marco. Go get him, Judy Allison. Go get him, Judy Joe. What? Of course, I will also hold myself accountable and point out that if I am engaging in logical fallacies, okay. So
it's not. Hey, bullshit is not a logical fact. You're just talking bullshit. You're just saying nonsense. It's not even a lot. It's not even. It doesn't even deserve the accolade of being called a logical fallacy. What you're saying is not even clever enough to be considered a logical fallacy. You're just, what you're saying is just stupid.
The topic reads, if 5x5x5 recruiting happens, all right, we will run out of people by the 13th cycle.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot that Dave Calvert said that. You shouldn't use math to evaluate a business proposition. Dale Calvert said that in our debate. Where is Dale? We gotta run it back. I gotta do the follow-up debate with Dale and see where he is.
If recruiting happens, all right, we will run out of people by the 13th cycle. It is my job to prove that this statement is false, okay? And it is the anti-MLM job to prove that this statement is correct. Since anti-MLM created this topic right here, it is my turn to prove that this is wrong. So here, okay, this is me. I say this, okay? No, because real life scenario, the arrow point here, real life scenario, okay? Prove this to be false. Realistically, this will never happen, okay? Now, have I addressed the topic that we are discussing? Does this statement, does me saying this related to the topic? Yes, okay? It relates. Now it's your turn, okay? Your turn. Now, I'm speaking very slowly now so that you can process this very thoroughly. I know you are a slow learner, but we will help you out every step of the way. Don't be scared now. Don't be nervous. It's your turn.
The condescension from someone who's like making such a strong case for actually him being stupid, but okay, go on. Go on.
This is what you say. Well, Patrick, if it doesn't happen, it proves it doesn't work. Does this statement proves that recruiting 5x5x5 will cause you to run out of people by the 13th cycle?
Correct.
Or are you playing with semantics right now? Wordplay.
No, it's not semantics. It's not wordplay. It's not extremist thought reform ideology. It's just math.
Everything you can to bamboozle your way instead of addressing the topics that we are supposed to discuss.
Oh my god. Ah! The most common question. Oh, I'm in this. Oh shit, he's putting a clip from Always Marco. I'm the fucking best. I'm the best. You know what, dude? You know what, bro? Let me just drop some real shit for y'all real quick. If I was not me, and forget not being me, that's bad enough. But if I was one of these people in the MLM world and I was pursuing this fucking bullshit scam, and I saw me, Always Marco, and I saw me, Always Marco, dunking on my shit, oh shit. If I saw Always Marco in there with the hidden camera, oh shit. Always Marco with the 111,000 subscribers and all the beautiful, amazing goons and bad gal and all the strong dudes who go to the gym and have a lot of respect and money, and all the beautiful gal who are like, you know, in the mix who all the guys want to holler at. If I saw Always Marco, who has the favor of all of these people that I want to be around and that I look up to and I admire, objectively and inarguably one of the handsomest, smartest, funniest people who's ever lived in this world, who has a great, wears amazing merch from alwaysmarcomerch.com and gives his goons the code goons for a 10% discount when they go to the website. Oh, I would fucking hate me too. I would hate me too. I would hate it. I would, and I say this humbly. I say this so humbly. I would hate that boy too. To just be so smooth with it, so funny, so fearless. Oh, what? You have 3 different lawsuits being juggled by 3 different lawyers right now and you're not fucking jumping off the balcony? I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. That's what. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. He made a thorough. Oh, fuck. In 2 weeks from now, watch. This is what's going to be the sentiment when I release the new Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme, which is the greatest thing I've ever done. Oh, fuck. He worked on this video for 2.5 years, exposing me and my company from every perceivable angle you could possibly try to defend it from, and addressed every potential argument that we could have said in response so that it's unequivocal and surgical the way that he just bodied us entirely. Oh, and he went into the biggest event that we have, our international conference that we did on the other side of the world, which was supposed to be a celebration of all of our $1 million earners, and Marco crashed it, and he was there with a hidden camera with him and his boys, and he has us on camera, caught in 4K, literally explaining why what we do is a complete fucking bullshit fabrication nonsense scheme. And he's the handsomest, funniest, smartest man, and he stands on business. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, man. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, he got us. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. You know? Just... Look, if you're part of the cult, if you're on my side, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun life. I'm a great friend to have. I'm a great friend, but I'm a horrible enemy. I wouldn't wish me as an enemy on anybody. I'm too ruthless with it. Too ruthless with it. Is what do I say to my friend who's in this MLM?
Well, if you take the frame of, hey, I'm a learner. I think I know stuff, but I'm willing to change my mind. Let's talk. Let's explore together. If something is legitimate, it will stand up to scrutiny. And if it isn't, I'll change my mind. I'll come and join you. How do you feel about that? Oh, yeah, me too. Okay, great. Well, let's agree to a reciprocal experience where you're teaching me what was important to you that made you believe that this group had all the answers. We'll watch the video together. We'll go to a meeting together. But the deal is that we meet and we discuss it back and forth. And then it's my turn to share a documentary or a book or whatever, and we'll discuss it, and we'll go back and forth until we figure out what is real and what's true.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in network marketing and you are being haggled by anti-MLM and they want to engage in an educational journey like the video I showed just now, right? If they want to engage you in the educational journey like that, it is good to keep a whiteboard like this and work with him or her on keeping to the topic at hand, okay? And you can work together with your anti-MLM friends on what is real and what is true. You can only do this if your friends is open and accepting of the truth. But if your anti-MLM friends become defensive or start getting emotional or start using triggering words, right? Or phrases or sentences, or they might put an ultimatum on you, like choose me or MLM now. Give them time. If they really are your friend, they will still keep in touch with you. If they are not, if they value anti-MLM movement more than you, then they are willing to enforce the ultimatum.
Wow, what a fucking sick and twisted, I've never heard this angle before. What a sick and twisted reversal of what actually goes on. Be patient with them. You know, the opposite, again, the opposite is true. Where when people have friends or relatives in MLMs, it's nearly impossible to keep a friendship with them, even if you want to, because every time you talk to them, they just want to talk about their MLM. And here Patrick is saying, oh yeah, be patient with them. Motherfucker, we're being patient with you. What are you talking about? Be patient with them. We're being patient with y'all.
Then they are not really your friend. And I understand the anti-MLM will use what I just said.
And nobody says that, by the way. Nobody has ever said, oh yeah, I choose MLM over I choose anti-MLM over our friendship. No, it's the other way around. Again, the opposite is true. It's people who join MLMs who are told, explicitly told, oh, if your friend, your mom, your brother doesn't want to join this business, why don't have them in your life. They're negative. Cut them off. Walk away. Love them from a distance. Or how about the clip from this woman named Raquel, who was in I Am Academy in 2021, and there's a clip of her giving a living room pitch for I Am Academy, and she says, if your partner, meaning romantic partner, is not in the business, why are you with them? And it's played as like, haha, get him, girl. Nobody has ever said, if you don't subscribe to Always Marco, if your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't subscribe to Always Marco, why are you with them? Although, let's be, keep it 100. Sonny G, give this man his flowers. Also, can you do a reaction to PBD's boy, Ricardo Aguilar on Hoodstocks? Fuck, man. The Aguilar family is on another level. Thank you, Sonny G. We appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Insane.
As proof that MLM caused me to be brainwashed and cut off ties with families. That's not what I'm doing. Because you have to understand, in any relationships, any friendships, any families, any relationships, there must be equivalence understanding between one another, between people. If they put an ultimatum, when after everything that you have said, after everything that sounds logical and is derived from critical thinking, despite all that happening, after a meaningful conversation, after an educational journey, they still put an ultimatum. When they realize they are losing the debate, you have to understand at this point, they do not care about understanding one another. They do not care, which is the key to any relationships in the first place. And they do not care to understand the truth, which shows they are very deeply brainwashed. They are the one who is brainwashed in the propaganda and the hate propaganda, okay? So at this point, you have to start making decision for your own good. I cannot make decision for you. You have to make the decision on your own, for your own good. So, going back to the topic at hand, after they say that if it does not happen, right? It proves it does not work. I will use another real life case example to debunk both points, okay? Both points meaning 5 by 5 by 5 happens, it fails. If 5 by 5 by 5 doesn't happen, it's...
John Reardon in the chat, thank you. He says, my wife left me for I Am Academy. That shit is real, yo. Yeah, so again, to the contrary of what Patrick here is saying, this is what happens in real life. This is what happens in real life, is that families break up because of MLM, not because of anti-MLM. Anti-MLM is the symptom of the problem, which is MLM. Anti-MLM is the body's response to this virus that's attacking it. Nobody has ever said, I'm leaving my wife because I subscribe to Julie Anderson. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving my husband because I subscribe to Always Marco. Actually, that could actually happen, that a woman would want to leave her husband for Always Marco. But you get the point I'm making. Let's reverse it. Actually, even a man might say, I'm leaving my wife for Always Marco. But you get the point. You get my point. Nobody is destroying their own relationships and foregoing their own families and whatever for anti-MLM. How would you even do that? It's not like you subscribe to anti-MLM for the promise of getting rich and fulfilling all your dreams. We're not selling it. We're not selling you that. We're not selling this dream. We're just telling the truth. It's the MLMs that are selling you the promised land, that are selling you financial freedom, wake up without an alarm clock, passive income, lie. So there's not even a belief system associated with anti-MLM for one to cling to or for one to be brainwashed by or propagandized by. The opposite is true. In MLM, this is what they tell you. Cut off everyone who doesn't believe in it. The secrets of money, manifestation, new age nonsensical mindset bullshit. You know, we're just telling you objective truth, okay? Here is the actual video evidence that I discovered going into this company with a hidden camera. They'll say, oh, you edited it. Okay. Here's the math. Oh, well, the math is, you know, it's hypothetical. Well, it's math. Oh, well, if there were 5 by 5. It's them who always weasel and are slippery and flip-flop and deflect and divert away and give emotional responses and attacks. You know? My relationship crumbled because my wife is anti-drug. Exactly. Nah, dog, you're a crackhead. Exactly. Exactly. My relationship fell apart because my husband is sober. No. No. Your relationship fell apart because you were an alcoholic. It's so amazing. Amazing, the mental gymnastics. Every time I think I've gotten to the bottom of it, I've heard it all. I've seen it all. We have Patrick saying some new crazy shit. And Viz Mayhem, that's a perfect analogy. My relationship crumbled because my wife is anti-drug. If it sounds nonsense, it's because it is. Hey, if you fall into an MLM deep enough, you will have passive income, collecting bottles, and no alarm clock, sleeping on the street. My goodness.
Still fails. My argument is that Amway case study proves both of their points are not true, because I have covered this topic. Okay, Amway, which is one of the oldest company, by the way, do have annual recognition that proves they never run out of people. They will never come to a point where in time when they run out of people. And even if it doesn't work, right, there should not be any recognition in the first place. Okay, so that's my argument. Does me citing this reference related to the initial topic thoroughly debunk it? Yes. Does me citing this reference related to the second topic and also thoroughly debunk it as well? Yes. What's next is, I can only think of, at the top of my head, Amway have annual recognition because of saturation. What the fuck? Does this prove that 5 by 5 by 5 works?
It's crazy. Ginny Jin says, I'm a bit behind, but Amway still has recognition every year because you don't need every person on Earth to join in order to have someone at the top rank and recognize them. Yeah, of course. You don't need to have every person in order to rank up. You would just need a few, which I explained before, that you could join. If I could join Amway today and recruit 5 who recruit 5 who recruit 5, but I wouldn't actually be able to extrapolate it out because I'd run out of people. And also, even still, regardless of how many I recruited and they recruited below them, the majority would still be in the bottom. If I'm making money, it means it's because I scammed others. And if I lose money, it's because I'm being scammed.
Or does this prove that 5 by 5 by 5 doesn't work? How does it even remotely relate to anything that I have just said?
I think this is a great case study for someone who's brainwashed. Because even if you... let's just go aside from all of the stuff he's saying about, like, oh, annual recognition events. At its core, what we're disagreeing about here is math, which is maybe as close to denying that the sky is blue as you can get. The next step from this is him saying the sky is not blue. The sky is green. I'm curious, Patrick, because I know you're going to watch this. Patrick, do you... Forget Amway, forget MLM. Do you agree that exponential math is a thing? Do you understand that if you multiply 5 by 5 and get 25, and multiply it by 5 and get 125, and multiply it by 5, do you agree that this will eventually balloon because of exponential math? Do you recognize that at least? Do you recognize that by 13, the 13th cycle of 5 by 5 by 5, just writing it on paper, 5 apples, it doesn't even have to be 5 people, 5 chickens, okay? Do you agree that by the 13th cycle, it's greater than Earth's population of humans? If you just accept that, well then, it should click into place for you why the rest of what he's saying is complete nonsense. But yeah, it's really dark.
What is your point? What is your proof? But guess what? They will act as if they just said something so intelligent, so smart, so good, and then I am left in the dust. I am left in a burnt, roasted, You think these people care about debating you fair and square? You think these people care about the truth? These people care about...
I'll debate you fair and square. We can even bring a moderator on. Sure. It'll be unedited. What the fuck happened? I'm in Starbucks. It'll be unedited. You can come on. You get 2 minutes, I get 2 minutes, or whatever you want. You get 3 minutes, I get 3 minutes, so that it doesn't end up droning on and nonsense or whatever. That way I can't be using my logical fallacies and whatever you say I'm going to use. We can do that. I'm open to it, fair and square, and then there doesn't even have to declare a winner. We can just let the public see what they want, and we can do it on my channel. I'll give you my platform. You have 153 subscribers. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think we have a better chance of more people watching it if we do it on my channel with 111,000 subscribers. So if you want to do that, I'm down, Patrick. Let's do it.
Fighting the righteous side. This is all fake. This is all facade. This is anti-MLM. It's so sad. You should look at my previous anti-MLM horror stories. Watch how they destroy lives, destroy relationships, destroy friendships. I was a victim. I watch a friend who I have treated with such kindness. He turned 180 degree, turns hostile towards me, backstab me, humiliate me in front of other people. This is anti-MLM, okay? This logical fallacy blueprint that these anti-MLM uses, they can use it on any topics. Example, FTC research shows that 99.7% participants lose money in an MLM. I will say that's not true. FTC conducted no such studies. It is made by John M. Taylor, who have no affiliation with FTC in any ways, shapes, or forms. They will still say it is still valid because it's on FTC website. I say no, it is under the FTC comment section. I have seen other people scolding vulgars in other comments. FTC just posts them up. What makes you think FTC will proofread John M. Taylor's documents? They say, well, it's still valid because John M. Taylor is from independent company and a reputable organization called Consumer Awareness Institute. I say, well, they are a bogus company. They are not registered under any business directory. They have no business entity. They have no business office. They have no...
They don't have to be registered as a business. It's not a business. Consumer Awareness Institute, as far as I know, was not actually a money-making endeavor. It was not a business. It's like saying, I don't know, like a charity is not a business. You wouldn't find a charity in a business directory. You might find it in a charity directory, right? I don't know. Maybe this depends on the country you're in or whatever, but it could also be like an educational, I don't know what you would call it, but anyways, this is actually one of the points that I thought, oh, okay, Patrick, fair point. The John Taylor case for and against. Okay, so here we go. This is what he's referring to here. If you go look at, if you search John Taylor, FTC, whatever, John Taylor, the case for and against, you see right here, it's the Federal Trade Commission website, the case for and against multi-level marketing. You can click it and you'll see this John Taylor study. This is part of it. The actual one is not 19 pages. It's like a couple hundred pages. So this basically is the study that I refer to many times. Other MLM creators, anti-MLM creators refer to it. That shows that MLM, no matter how you slice it, is a scam, and that the minimum of 99% of annual participants will lose money. Patrick points out that this is actually not on the FTC's website by the FTC, but that it was posted. So I looked in the bar here, and it says, yeah, public comments, trade regulation, rule disclosure requirements and prohibitions concerning business opportunities. I think this was the business opportunity rule reassessment that was being done in 2012 or 2011. I'm not sure. And that it looks like this document was actually uploaded as a public comment, not something that the FTC actually posted, which was news to me. I had thought that the FTC actually took ownership of this document. So that was something where I thought, oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough, Patrick. Fair enough. You think that this is it's incorrect that people say the FTC co-signs this document, and perhaps that's true. Perhaps that's true. So let's just see what the FTC says about multi-level marketing. The FTC says most people who join legitimate MLMs make little or no money. Some of them lose money. In some cases, people believe they've joined a legitimate MLM, but it turns out to be an illegal pyramid scheme that steals everything they invest and leaves them deeply in debt. So, most people make no money, some lose money, which also means, based on deductive reasoning, that only a few make any money. If most make no money and some lose money, then the remainder are a very few people who actually do make money. But we can go further than this, because he's using what's called an appeal to authority fallacy by saying John Taylor is not a valid source of information. So, okay, if that's fine. That's fine. If you want to question John Taylor, his credentials, or the Consumer Awareness Institute's legitimacy or standing or whatever, or the FTC's co-signing of his research or not, that's fine. Let's just look at what he says. Let's just look at what he says and read the actual document. And if you read the document called The Case for and Against Multi-Level Marketing by John Taylor, you will see that all the reasoning is there, all the explanation is there, all the research is there to explain why MLM is a fraud, regardless of if it's John Taylor or Cookie Monster who came up with it. The actual reasoning and the arguments and the data and the research and the compensation plans that are cited and the income disclosure information that's cited show that MLM is fraudulent. So it doesn't actually... It's a good attempt. I'll give Patrick that. It's a good try to delegitimize this this paper that has analyzed hundreds of MLM companies' compensation plans. It's a good attempt. Dave Vaughn says it's funny the FTC doesn't offer the same warning about gig work. True. So that's fine. You know, that's a good attempt, but it is an appeal to authority fallacy, because even if somebody, like, I don't know what's a good analogy for this. If a stranger came up to you off the street and said cigarettes are bad, they're correct. Whether you go into digging into whether that person is a doctor or not, doesn't matter. They're still correct. Whether you go into the fact that they never published a peer-reviewed study or whether they work for some, it doesn't matter if the information is correct. So, it's a good try though, but again, you're just trying to question someone's credibility based on them not having credentials that you would deem valid. But that doesn't mean the arguments themselves aren't valid. That doesn't mean the information itself isn't valid. And guess what? Even if John Taylor was the chairperson of the FTC who had said this stuff, you would have found a new reason to say that he's not a reputable source. You would have said he's wrong, he's crazy, So it's a good try. It is a good try, though. But in this case, Patrick, I would recommend that you actually just go and read the study by John Taylor. If you don't agree with the characterization of, the FTC co-signing it or whatever, okay, fine. I'll take that. I'll acknowledge that. I learned something new, that it was posted as a public comment on the FTC's website, not that the FTC posted it. So let's just argue the merits of his arguments. Let's just look at the facts.
Employee, they don't have any business code or numbering. They are supposed to tackle all consumer frauds because they are called Consumer Awareness Institute. But there is only MLM related materials online.
Who says that his thing called the Consumer Awareness Institute has to be about all fraud? You yourself said that it's not registered as a whatever business or whatever. Strange how you don't levy the same criticism against the FTC, who is actually supposed to be regulating trade. And the irony of them having MLM as, part of their jurisdiction, part of their, part of the list of businesses that they're responsible in presiding over and ruling over. We're not going to point out that irony. Maybe he called it the Consumer Awareness Institute because he wants to bring consumer awareness to MLM specifically. You know, funny you don't levy the same criticism against MLM. They call themselves multi-level marketing when actually they're just pyramid schemes. Interesting how you don't have an issue with them using a name that doesn't 100% accurately describe what they're actually doing. What up, Bad Dog? Yeah, I wish you were here for the Ray one too. That you would have flipped out.
You research it very thoroughly. It's almost as if they have hidden personal agenda against M&M only, and nothing morally good about it. They say, well, it's still valid because John M. Taylor is a PhD. Well, I say I have seen so many PhD people in history committing a more heinous crime. No authorities would bat an eye over some random documents that he just posted up on FTC comment section. They say, well, I still feel it's a scam because nothing you say will change my mind. Do you see how delusional they are? Do you see how brainwashed they are? I mean, they thought they could roast me. They thought. They can literally argue non-stop on any topic. They can talk about Stephen Hassan, and I talk about how Stephen Hassan is a fraud. I have done a video on it. Okay? They can talk about how M&M reps aren't business owners.
Again, they just, I mean, you're seeing it right here. In the last minute of this video, after doing a decent job of holding his composure and at least pretending to try to have a good faith argument based on logic and math, as you can see, it always just devolves into attacking people's credibility and like basically personal attacks. Steve Hassan is a fraud. Always Marco is just doing it for money. John Taylor was irreputable because even though he had a PhD, there's a bunch of other people who committed horrible crimes who have PhDs. So again, if you zig, they zag. There's nothing you can say. If you say blue, they say red. If you say up, they say down. And even if you change your mind and say down, they say, oh, actually, it's up. So there's nothing anyone can do to get through to these people, which is ironic because he's here saying that there's nothing you can do to get through to anti-MLM people.
And I've seen it firsthand. They argue with me non-stop. They can talk about anything else. I can debate with them on any topic. But
also, I don't think anyone is arguing with you. I think it's you arguing with them, seeing as the fact that you virtually have no followers, virtually nobody watches your videos. And the one comment you have here is from Benjamin, who 5 days ago, who I'm quite confident he only found out about you from me mentioning you. You're welcome. And it's you that's in the comment sections of people like me, you know, Julie Anderson, etc. It's you, the little mosquito, arguing with the creators who actually have people that are engaging with them and listening to them. If what you if what you are saying had any substance, I would like to think that you'd at least have garnered some attention.
But they were still never give in. They never do. You can be as convincing as you can be, like me. But at the end of the day, they will bamboozle you. They will apply logical fallacy like no tomorrow. They will gaslight you, manipulate you. They will use moral high ground. Or worst case scenario, they will bully you. They are professional at it, and they have been doing it for so many years.
So funny. I love how all these people think that they're like, you know, they're out of the matrix, when really they're so deep in it. Okay, here, let's see 99.7% debunked in 2 minutes. Here we go.
Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about network marketing MLM failure rates. Do you know that when it comes to 99.7% failure rates in network marketing, there lies multiple enormous layers of false information? First off, there is an outdated statistic. The more recent studies from AARP shows that 52% breaks even and makes a profit. Next, they may say FTC research shows that network marketing has 99.7% failure rates. However, FTC did not conduct any studies.
Okay, so perhaps the FTC themselves did. Maybe there is a report that the FTC did, aside from the John Taylor one that says 99% of people. Otherwise, where did Fundera get this from?
FTC research shows that network marketing has 99.7% failure rates. However, FTC did not conduct any studies of sort. The 99.7%, which is outdated by the way, is conjured up by John M. Taylor, who is in no way, shapes or forms related to FTC at all. He is in fact the founder of Consumer Awareness Institute, to which when I first heard it, gave me the impression that they handle all kinds of consumer rip-offs across all kinds of industries, not just MLM network marketing. But unfortunately, when I Googled it, the only thing this
Paul Bernardo was in Amway. That's a random fact that always pops up on my head once in a while. The Ken and Barbie killers from Canada. Paul Bernardo and I forget the girl's name, Carla something. He was in Amway.
Consumer Awareness Institute ever talked about in history is MLM. It is not known to be registered under any business.
Jodi Arias was in Legal Shield, or Prepaid Legal, and her boyfriend Travis was her upline.
Entity. No physical office locations were found. No past employee records found. Now,
Carla Homolka, thank you.
Some may say that FTC endorses and promotes John M. Taylor's work, which is why it is appearing in the FTC public comments. However, little do they realize the report was put up on FTC public comment section. And after reading many unprofessional comments in the public comment section, it is safe to say that anybody can post anything in the public comment section as long as it is not life-threatening or pose risks to national security.
Yeah, Chris M. Gotta rip off the government didn't say it was bad, therefore it can't be bad, Band-Aid. Yeah, true. You'll never meet a former anti-MLMer who became an MLMer, but you can meet a lot of former MLMers who became anti-MLMers, and that's all you need to know. Yeah, true.
And with all this information, the arguments made by the anti-MLMers all come falling apart.
Interesting. Let's see if there's some comments on this one. Maybe this is the one that Dave... Yeah, okay, here we go. 38 replies. Dave Vaughn, here we go. This is a year old, by the way. Patrick, this doesn't debunk the claims in John's study. You say it's outdated, but Taylor ran simulations of comp plans while the AARP ran surveys of participants. So again, the AARP study is from people who are themselves actively in MLMs. Do you think those are going to be the most reliable source of information regarding how much they're actually making or losing? A lot of times these people don't even track. They don't even know. John work stands on its own as a PhD. It's also easy to duplicate his work by playing out MLM recruitment scenarios in any spreadsheet system to see how the MLM produces the abysmal annual numbers found in its income disclosure statements. This failure is by design. In a very short couple of sentences, Dave Vaughn explains to Patrick generously why he needn't cling to whether or not the FTC endorses his statements or not. You can duplicate his own work and it stands on its own. The claims itself, forget where it was posted, forget who co-signs it or not, forget who wrote it or not. Let's just look at the claims. 38 replies. PhD does not equal truth. Again, forget the PhD. This doesn't debunk the claims in John's study. Let's look at the claims. All Patrick does is argue the, the source. You were in cahoots with the lies spread by anti-MLM. I have already explained in details how the AARP reports debunk all anti-MLM. You may even refer back to income disclosure statements from each individual company, and I can still point out the actual breakdown of the failure number into Business Builder and the actual customer. There is no way for anybody to dispute that the number looks absolutely okay and not abysmal. Again, now he's just arguing with his own side, because the MLM companies that publish income disclosure statements, he's even saying that even those are wrong. So we just have to listen to Patrick. He's the only source of information you can trust, according to him. You can't trust what the FTC or someone who's not even the FTC says, because they don't know. You can't trust what John Taylor says, because he's not a reputable person, according to Patrick. And you can't even trust the income disclosure statements that are self-published by the MLMs themselves. So who can you listen to? Only Patrick, apparently. The irony of him saying that anti-MLM people will flip-flop and, mumbo-jumbo and deflect and divert and weasel their way out of stuff when he is the biggest weaseler, the biggest waffler. You may wish to prolong the inevitable truth, but the truth will always come to light. Yep. Look in the mirror and say that. Anti-MLM will always be on the losing side of the debate. Actually, no, objectively untrue. Dave Vaughn hit him with the well, actually. AARP further supports the concerns of anti-MLM. The numbers you're citing are not a lifetime in MLM statistics and are imprecise. Taylor's work is analyzing a comp plan, and based on the fact that company revenues never show a significant amount of distributor sales to external and loyal customers. But please, yes, continue to regard me as the problem. I mean, he just goes on and on. Eventually, I mean, Dave Vaughn stops replying and just says, haha. Like, look at this. Walls of text to just babble. It's just babble. And the irony, again, is he says that anti-MLM people are the ones who waffle on and yap. It's him. Who you can listen to? Who can you listen to? Always Marco. He is inevitable. So true. Thank you. Thank you, Vismayhem. It's like, it's truly fucking endless. Endless yap. Oh my, it's still gone. I'm still scrolling. Dave Vaughn says, haha. Still talking to himself. Dude, this guy got one comment. Oh, here, 2 comments. He got one comment, which was Dave Vaughn. And then 38 replies, most of which are him. And then one guy watching this jumped in. I think John's study is referring to net profit after all expenses such as car travel and other expenses. Regardless, MLMs have been around for close to 100 years. I've never met anyone who retired from an MLM. I'm sure there are some, but they are rare. For me, I'd rather do the jobs that lead to retirement. Fair enough. It's like, oh my God. I can't even fucking read this. It's madness. It's madness. But we got more. We got more. How to correct anti-MLM fanatics. Use a whiteboard. He has another video about the AARP thing. Let's see. Shows. This one's called AARP report source shows MLM have inside members who are customers r/anti-MLM. Okay. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick.
I think this is going to be a rehash, but let's see. LOL paused on the Always Marco Trump impression.
Professional, and for today I will be reacting to Always Marco meet Zig Ziglar, okay? Because he brought up a very important point which I
his
really
audio
want
is
to address,
really
okay?
bad on this. His audio is like echoey.
And then you click on the first link that appears on your web page. It will be an
Hold on. You know what's so funny is I'm just looking at his screen here where he searches AARP MLM. The second link says multi-level marketing jobs seldom deliver big profits. And he's using this study to try and say that it's not so bad.
And then you click on the first
He's using this website, but a different link
that appears on your web page, okay?
And even here in the preview, it says, most MLM participants are women and have no experience in commission-based sales. Okay, let's open it.
The research and rewards, you click here to open up a PDF file of their report and go to page 4. You go to page 4. And then you will see that there are 43% wanted to purchase the company products and services at a discount for personal use.
Okay, yes, I remember seeing this. Okay, so he thinks he's got a big gotcha moment here. Dave Vaughn, I hope you're still here. AARP is the American Association of Retired Persons. So first of all, this is dealing only with a small subset of people in MLMs, period. This is not dealing with all people in MLMs, okay? This is dealing with elderly people, okay? Second of all, let's look at the numbers here. 63% joined to make money. And again, we're talking about elderly people who are actively in MLM. This is what the reporting is based on. 63% joined to make money by selling the product or service. 23% wanted to make money by recruiting others to sell. Already we're at 86. 43% wanted to purchase the company's products, services at a discount for personal use. If we add up the percentages here, we get more than 100%, which means that there's overlap between these numbers. So the majority joined because they wanted to make money. And 23% wanted to make money by recruiting others as well. 43% wanted to purchase the products and services at a discount for personal use. This doesn't mean that they didn't also want to make money. It doesn't mean that they only wanted to get the products or services at a discount for personal use. It means that 43% also wanted to get the products at a discount, which of course they're going to say that. So, he's, you know, it's a leap in logic, and it's a disingenuous, bad faith misinterpretation of the percentages that are on the screen. Because he's asserting that nearly half of people, 43%, simply joined the company to get a discount, which is just nonsense. We know that's not true. So he's cherry-picked one AARP study, which he's now miscontextualizing. Like, he's found one study that he can misrepresent and misunderstand to try to make his argument. I mean, look how happy he is. Look how satisfied he is here. He's found one incorrect study, which he can then misunderstand further to misrepresent the truth about MLM. So it's really remarkable.
It is right there. It is literally right there. I'm not plugging this out of thin air. I have said this over and over and over again. I do not make empty statement. I do not plug the figure out of thin air, okay? I stated my source, which is AARP report. And according to this, let's go back to page 1. I understand perfectly well that they only interview about 1,000 participants. Imagine how much difference it will make if they interview every single individual in the industry. It will be an overwhelming landslide of customer-based participants.
I will do another Scott and Peter stream, Bad Dog. Don't worry.
Who are influencing the numbers. It will only slide in my favor, okay? I'm just giving you a small little handicap, a teeny tiny little bit, okay? So let's go back again, continue a bit more, okay?
That argument or proving it.
And before I continue further, right? Instead of him showing me that actual figure, if you want to debunk me, I suppose he will have to show me a figure, validate his point.
I don't have to show you shit. I'll show you right now. I have a whole video on my channel called Why Making Money in an MLM is Impossible. It's right here. 3 years ago. 86,000 views because I'm the best. Look me. Back when I was young. Here we go. 86K views 4 years ago. And I literally, using your own advice, Patrick, this is what you tell people to do. I use the whiteboard. And I explain. I should do a reaction to this video. This is sort of what I explained earlier. 5 out of 6 people get nothing in a system where there's one guy at the top and 5 below. If those 5 recruit 5, you have 25. You have 31 people in the company total. Then you get 125 people. Then 625. Then 3,125. If you add up all the people in these layers right here, 1 plus 5 plus 25 plus 125 plus 625 plus 3,125. You have a total of 3,905 people, out of which 3,125 earn nothing because they have nobody below them. Above them, the 625 will also earn nothing because they only have 5 people below them. Above this, the 125 will also earn nothing because their profits are being eaten up by expenses. And below this, you have the 25 who are maybe breaking even, and then the 5 and the 1 who are potentially profiting. So, you know, I explain this. I explain how just these 2 bottom layers, 3,125 and 625, represent collectively 80% and 16%, total 96%. So even just looking at the bottom 2 layers, we get 96% of people losing money. And then I go on to show how the next layer, people will also lose money. I literally did his whiteboard. I did exactly what he wanted with a whiteboard. I did it 4 years ago. I showed it with simple math. You know? Yeah, back when I was young at 29.
Show me the source that states the number of participants who are doing the business, all right? I assume he's going to show me that. He wants to debunk.
Jessica the pilot DIDDDDDD. $50 Canadian. for Marco one time. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Thank you so much. That's huge. That's actually huge. I really appreciate that. Is this a first time dono? If it is, we got to make some noise for the cult growing strong. Jessica the Pilot, you are a legend. First time dono from Jessica the Pilot, everybody. Make some noise. Roll out the red carpet for Jessica. Jessica, you're a legend. Thank you so much. That's so generous. That is so generous. I give my life for this cult, you know?
Debunk me, right? All the entire MLM, especially always Marco. I think he wants to debunk me, so I suppose he will have to show me the number of business bills.
My bad. I was late on this, Patrick. You posted this a year ago. You got 18 views. Damn, you've been holding on to this for a minute. My bad.
But no, he completely... It's a complete deflection because if you watch on further, right, I'm going to show you later on, okay? If you watch on further, he will show me things like...
I made my first dono a Slippery Pete. Thank you, Jeff Miller. You're a legend for that. First time donos are some of the best because it means the cult... The cult is growing.
He completely deflected me by showing me, oh, I have the source. And the source that they show me is the income disclosure statement, which is completely irrelevant to the points that I'm making, okay?
Okay, so income disclosures are irrelevant. Got it?
And I will debunk his points later on, okay?
Because it's complete nonsense. It's actually... Yes, Mill9999. I did put you in timeout about that because you're spamming the fucking chat. Literally every other message for... on my phone, for the whole screen, every other message was you talking about something we're not even talking about right now. Talking about Patrick Bet-David. What are you talking... Bro, we're not talking about Patrick Bet-David right now. Chill the fuck out. Actually, the opposite. The opposite is true. Damn, I'm wearing the same shirt with the same background that I have now, but I'm so much skinnier now. I guess I was just fat in the face. There are so few people making any money, and the true average is somewhere in the negative of tens of thousands of dollars. But the people who are making the hundreds of thousands and millions, the very few of them, are bringing the average up. It's not that most people are lazy, stupid women or, you know, inactive distributors who just signed up for the discount, bringing the average down. It's the opposite. But I'm on your side, dude. But okay, I guess I won't talk. Such a fucking douchebag response to, you know, such an emotionally manipulative, oh, I guess I won't talk. Bro, but I'm on your side, so okay, I'm just going to spam the chat about something that's totally off topic of... Okay, so my bad. My bad, Mill9999. I guess it's your house now. Take it over. Everybody, this is the Mill9999 stream now. Go ahead. It's all you. But I'm on your side. Guess what, guys? I've learned today that if you're on my side, you actually just get to hijack the whole chat and just talk about whatever you want. Anybody interested in knitting? I was thinking about picking up crochet. You know, if you're on my side, it's okay. It's the people who are making millions who are bringing the average up. Chase Sanders, is that Chase Sanders' alt account? If you took them out of the equation, you would see that the average figure would be a negative, followed...
Cite your sources. Cite your sources.
My source is just using math, bro.
That is all I'm going to say.
Also, no, fuck that. It's using math and using the income disclosure. But he says the income disclosure is irrelevant. And then when I explain, as I'm doing here in this clip, as I'm giving the explanation, he says, cite your sources. The source was the income disclosure. So which is it? You asked me to cite the source. I cite the source. You say the source is irrelevant. I extrapolate more. I elaborate. I use math. You say it's... Okay. What can I do? What can I do? What do you want from me? Literally, you can't get through. And look, he's got this smug smile. Like, I have defeated always Mako. Several zeros. Just crazy how they... And I can prove that number, by the way.
Prove it. Oh yeah, you did. You used the deflection method. You used the entirely irrelevant sources, which is income disclosure statement.
I can prove that number with the income disclosure. When they say the shit about, you know, most people are just lazy, you know, women who don't try hard enough, or people who sign up for the discount, your numbers don't reflect that. You can't prove that. Show me the internal document, the, you know, financial report that actually breaks it down and shows how many of these distributors that you claim are just signing up for the discount. Show that. Show how many of them are inactive. Show how many of them just signed up for the discount. Surely there's a way that you track that.
Now, the very important thing is he used the word active and inactive to convey the business builder and the customers. What if I tell you that active distributors can still be a customer? Can you wrap your head around that? No, no. Hear me out, okay? I'm gonna explain it to you, okay? I'm gonna explain it to, let's say this is the, I'm gonna use this as an example, okay? I'm gonna use this as an example. By the way, I really like this. It gave me a lot of vitamin C, okay? And this is not a M&M product, okay? I do purchase non-M&M products, okay? I'm a human being, okay? But let's get back to the topic at hand, okay? Let's say these are the inactive people, inactive. So because they are inactive, right? You will assume that they are customers, all right? And this active, they purchase the products on a monthly basis, and also they are active, so they must they have a downline underneath them. Because they have downline underneath them, you will assume that this can be a business builder. What if I tell you something? This person, his or her or whatever pronouns, okay? This person's upline use this account, and this can be a customer. Hear me out, okay? This person can be a customer, okay? The upline uses this account, and the upline does all the work, buying the products, selling the products using this account, okay? And then using this account and sponsoring. This person is not doing anything, but because the upline sponsor people underneath this account, okay? This person has become active. Meanwhile, this person has no intention of doing the business, okay? This person can be active and just fulfilling the bare minimum qualification.
Let me explain why this is nonsense. Every MLM has their own unique internal classification of what a distributor, an active distributor, a customer, a partner, etc. A VIP is, a preferred customer. They have all these different qualifications where they don't actually reveal the data behind who falls into what category. We don't know that in most cases, even when there is an income disclosure. Income disclosure will say the average distributor made this much, but we don't know if that factors in. Does it factor in people who made nothing because they weren't considered active, but they were just a distributor? Does it factor in people who were in last year, or is it just 1 year? Okay, let's say it's just 1 year. We don't know. We don't know like how they classify it. And it seems to be this moving goalpost where they can say, for example, oh yeah, the average was $200 a month that people made. And that's good because it's a little extra money. And then if you explain how actually the average is misleading, they'll say, well, it looks worse than it is. Most people actually did better than that because we're also factoring in the people who just signed up as a customer. And they're bringing the average down, to which I would say, okay, well, if they're just a customer, why would they be factored in to the distributor earnings anyways? That's like Walmart factoring in how much customers earned. Well, customers earned nothing because they're customers. So why would you include them in employee data? You wouldn't. If Walmart did a report about how much their employees were paid each year, how much they paid out to their staff each year, you wouldn't include customers in that and say, oh, well, on average, our employees actually only made $1 a year because we're factoring in the earnings of the people who are just customers, which of course they didn't make anything. It's nonsense. So, and then they can also say, if they try to explain, and I've seen this happen before in real life, where they try to explain why the average is so bad,
John
and they say,
dropped a bag 5 yen. Oh, pun, super chat. Alex Morden likes Wendy's. Wendy's nuts are on his chin. Great stream today, Marco.
John Reardon, thank you. You're a legend. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this thought first before I get into John Reardon's comment. I've seen in real life MLMs say to people, oh, well, the average on the income disclosure looks bad, but actually that's just because most people don't try. Most people don't build the business. They just join to get the products. It's like, okay, again, how would you know that? It's just they constantly have an answer. They shift the blame. They victim blame. They say, oh, yeah, well, the numbers actually don't trust our own company's numbers because the data they're including is irrelevant. It's like, what? John Reardon. Oh, Christopher Terry. Thank you, John. You're a legend. 5,000 yen. I don't know how much it is, but it seems like a lot. Alex Morton likes Wendy's. Wendy's nuts are on his chin. Got him.
Bars.
Back that yen truck up. Give me that yuan. You know? Fuck yeah. Back that yen truck up. The cult needs gruel and grog and rice. Yeah. We're adding rice to the menu, boys. We're adding rice to the menu of the cult. No more beans and gruel and mutton and grits. We're also having rice. I know. We've ranked up. The cult is getting more enriched thanks to people like John Reardon. And yeah, when you guys are in your huts at night and it's cold, just know that you're gonna get some lukewarm rice as well as the other gruel and stuff that you guys get to eat. So, you know, you're welcome. Don't say I don't do nothing for you.
And the upline uses this account.
Oatmeal. This guy thinks money grows on trees.
And then in order to have like many active accounts, okay, they need to have certain limits, certain set value of active distributors in order for the upline to rank up. So he wants to fulfill that criteria by having dummy active accounts. So he uses one of the customers' accounts to do the business in order for the upline to rank up. Meanwhile, this person is an active
yapping nonsense, literally nonsense. And let's see, he has another. I don't think I can get through these. He has one that's only 7 minutes, and then he has another that's nearly 30 minutes. So I don't know, maybe I can skim that one. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Let me update this. Fuck yeah, Streamlabs website not responding. Yes. Oh fuck yeah, I accidentally hit refresh right as it loaded, so then I wasted more time. Fuck yes. Also, streamlabs.com, shame on you. I'm publicly shaming you now because it's been 2 months and there's no revenue analytics showing up for donation history, so I actually can't even see what I made from month to month, which is important for me to be able to do for like accounting purposes. And it's broken. Ever since the last update, it's been completely fucking broken, so fuck y'all. Yeah, no revenue data whatsoever. Thank you again, John Reardon. All right, let's see if we can do this. 7 minutes. I can do this. I can do this.
Hello everyone.
Ah, this is old. This is over a year ago.
My name is Patrick. I am a network marketing.
Oh, but this was uploaded 3 months ago. Okay. Oh, Dominic Izzo commented. No way, Dominic Izzo has 1,000 subscribers now? This guy's blowing up. Fuck yeah. 2 years ago, he only had like, I don't know, 500? Less than 500? That's a lot, Dominic. He's getting like 250 subscribers a year, bro.
Brian Javier Pascual donated 15 Canadian dollars.
Suddenly is so true. Thank you, Brian. You're a legend. Appreciate you, man. Marco is a product of opportunity. He changes genres the way people change underwear. That would mean I change genres at least every day. Is that true? Do I do that? Let's see. New Dominic Izzo 1 month ago. The truth about network marketing. An hour long. How to overcome challenges and build success ethically. Ha! Okay. He's reacting to shit. I don't know. Robert Fitzpatrick. Some girl doing her makeup. Michael O. Johnson. Let's see. Integrity. Mastering network marketing with integrity. Oh, a whiteboard. He has a whiteboard. We might have to watch that. The ultimate guide to cold calling. Fuck yeah. Why baby boomers are winning in network marketing. Failed Elomir owner Van Nguyen goes from MLM to influencer marketing without recruiting. Okay.
For more anti-MLM content.
I like how this is like his clip talking to me.
For more
like his lead, the first thing you see. It's like his lead clip.
Entirely what this industry is. It is selling.
Oh, look at him. He got his YouTube plaque from his Kung Fu channel. He got the Rode mic. Dude, this guy's always Marco.
A product. If you don't have discipline and structure.
Okay, that's for another time. That's for another stream. But congrats on blowing up, Dominic. Fuck yeah, you're blowing up. The power of cold calling, bro. This guy's blowing up. Okay, here.
Be professional. The video that I'm making right now is to address the many issues of the anti-MLM. The anti-MLM has been known to make hateful contents in pretense that they are helping people, they are saving people, they are the messiah of the internet online space.
No, he has over 100,000 subscribers on a channel, a different channel, but he's posting the plaque up on the wall on a different channel, not the one that he got the plaque for. His Kung Fu channel has 138K subscribers, and he gets more views there than he does on his MLM channel for sure. He has a bunch of shows. He has the Izzo Wing Chun martial arts channel. He has the Bull of MLM network marketing channel. He has the Rants of Izzo show, which is just him like talking about news and politics. It's really remarkable. He's bodying it over here. He uploads every day on this shit. Goddamn. 4.7K views, 2.5K. Let's go. Backyard fight training fitness over 50. Oh, that's a nice
ridiculous.
Backyard.
My a 5x5.
5x5? Somebody say 5x5? So funny.
And what is it? Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but then I'm like, I don't have cardiovascular endurance. 75 pounds.
Let me see something.
Infinitely better shape than we're both the same height. I want to talk about shrinkage of other shit. Where do you think your arteries and vascularity, one plane range of motion workouts and
I love it. I need to watch this and get really big and strong.
They are the social night.
So, yeah, exactly, Dom. Exactly, bad dog. So who changes niches like they change underwear? Yeah. So you're not allowed to change your niche, but you're allowed to juggle multiple niches at the same time. And in both cases, I'm doing neither of those. I've literally been sticking to anti-MLM content for a while now. So, okay.
Nice. Okay. It's all in pretense. It's just pretending. Okay.
You guys, you need to squash the beef with Dom, lol. You guys are so close to friends. Bro, I do consider Dom a friend. He is my friend. He's just a friend who's always mean to me and talk shit about me online.
They make hateful content as an entertainment purpose to gain traction and earn YouTube money and earn affiliate marketing money.
So what are you doing right now, Patrick?
That's it. That's all there is to it. The anti-MLM apologists, when faced with facts and figures that supports the network marketing industries, will tend to deflect the statistics, the real statistics, facts and figures with either of the following, okay? Strawman fallacies, moving the goalposts, authority fallacies, red herring, false equivalence, and ad hominems attacks, and many more. Too many to list down right now, okay? But right now, I want to address one of the many issues. This is just one of many issues, okay? This is the statement that I have made back in the many months ago, okay? Maybe 1 year ago, I don't know. I'm not keeping count, okay? But I made a statement saying that 5x5x5 will not come to pass. It is realistically
he's still impossible.
On this. And then trying to recruit 5 who recruit 5 who recruit 5.
Okay, he just plays a clip of me.
Real 2,000 years and that 5 that we're
dancing.
Chris Mark will have to say, okay?
Dude, I did not expect the dancing.
Oh, this is the ad hominem attacks. I want to talk about it. Making fun of me in my videos.
Making fun of you. You did a video not even responding, dancing at me. You just danced at me when you were doing the gibbity gop. When I said that these people are spewing gobbledygook. He said, "Oh, gibbity gop," and he did like a dance. So it's not an ad hominem attack. I said that I liked your dancing. I thought it was funny, and clearly you did it to be humorous as well, because you didn't engage with what I was saying at all.
Say, okay?
But of course, then they have to play the victim and take the moral high ground and say, ad hominem attack. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Dude, I did not expect the dancing.
Oh, this is the ad hominem attacks. I want to talk about it. Making fun of me in my videos, okay?
That was fucking hilarious. Gibbity gop. You got me, dude. When you don't have a logical comeback, just dance on them.
When you don't have a logical comeback, just dance on him. I never thought of
that. Why did I never think of that, dude?
Oh my God. a wall of text.
Not true, okay? Always, Marco, if you're watching this, okay? I do have comebacks after comebacks. But the thing is, right? Always, Marco, people like you, along with many others, when I make a point which clearly debunked you, you
Okay, he's still on the 5x5. You did not acknowledge that I debunked you. So if it works, it fails. If it doesn't work, it fails. That's true. If it works, we should see it. And we've never seen it. So obviously it doesn't work. And the fact that it doesn't work shows that it fails. The fact that it doesn't work shows it doesn't work. So it's just such a... This guy goes to such great lengths to not understand simple shit.
You guys pretend like it didn't happen and cover it up with more nonsense arguments. So at this point, I realize I cannot talk to you because you guys are so skillful.
Thank you, John Reardon. Yeah, I have no problem reacting and giving these people a platform and reacting to videos of people talking shit about me or exposing me, debunking me, because I know they're all wrong. You know, I don't need to hide from the truth because I know what the truth is. I'm not wrong. I can never lose. This is why I say, come do a debate, and if you prove me wrong, I'll delete all my videos. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
And mastered at flawless logical fallacies and flipping the scripts.
Patrick, you didn't even know the term logical fallacies before you watched me say it. How about that?
This is just one of the many reasons, many reasons why I do not wish to talk to you or engage in debates with you. Because you guys are slimy, slick talkers.
Okay, so then let's do a structured debate where we each have 3 minutes. We go back and forth, and there's a moderator. I would have no trouble at all getting a third-party moderator. We'll all hop on a 3-way Discord call, and we'll do it there.
Seriously. For example, I said that 5 recruit 5. Who recruit 5 is nonsense, and it will never come to pass. Okay, you did not acknowledge that I debunked you, but you flip the script, saying that if it doesn't happen, it proves that it doesn't work.
Doesn't understand math. All good.
So I mean, what are you saying? If it works, it fails. If it doesn't work, it fails. I mean, let's look at another way, okay? Let's continue reading. This is another way.
It's interesting, his question about if we would exceed the population of Earth in 13 cycles, why does Amway still have recruiting events? Is kind of my question in a way. It's kind of my question. Exactly. Why is Amway still having recruiting events? Doesn't that mean that people have lost reliability in the system and left and new people have joined? But why? If it's so foolproof and it works so perfectly as y'all say it does, why wouldn't everybody already be in it? Why wouldn't all the ranks be set in stone by now?
If that is the case, then why on earth does Amway still have annual recognition events?
Damn! So, this video is from 3 months ago. And the first time we saw him ranting on about this was from a year ago. And the comment section where he's going back and forth with Dave Vaughn in the comments, well, mostly back and forth with himself, was also a year ago. So this guy's been holding on to this for a fucking minute.
Celebrating new people attaining new ranks years after years. I mean, if it works, if 5x5x5 works, they should have run out of people. There should not be any more new people to celebrate, okay? And the event should not be even happening in the first place for the company which is so freaking old. And if it doesn't happen, and that proves it doesn't work, then there should not be any recognition happening in the first place. Make it make sense, okay?
I mean, this is also just so stupid. As somebody in the chat said, yeah, you don't need to recruit all 8 billion people on Earth to rank up. You could rank up one time. You could recruit a few people and rank up. Yeah, of course. It's not unthinkable.
Reality is so different from your one-sided arguments. It's completely one-sided. You are biased. What can I say? Unless you are telling me you are calling out leaders who preach the 5x5x5 in their trainings, in their seminars.
Patrick, you live in Asia, I'm assuming, right? I live in Asia. Let's link up. I'll fly to wherever you're at. We can record it or do the live together in person.
In their meetup, okay? And how it is nonsense. And then I'll ask you, if that's the case, is it the industry issue or is it the individual issue?
He's countering himself. The seed has been planted, I hope, yeah. Jeff says, Marco taught me about the term doublespeak. I love that. People got so rich that they quit so others could join and get rich. Oh, how generous.
I say completely makes sense. I'm not using any logical fallacies, because if it is the industry issue, then it doesn't make sense. It must be the individual issues, okay? And let's look at it another way, okay? I agree, maths don't lie. Many of you guys like to say,
yeah, look at this comment from Mi Goreng. I looked up Dominic and the guy has 3 different grifts going on. Being an ex-cop, martial arts, and 3 different channels. Oh yeah, he also has the police channel. He also has the channel about him being like a retired police officer. I forgot about that. Fitness, Kung Fu channel, martial arts channel, MLM channel, police officer channel. And then he has like a live show that he does on some like alt website that's not like, what's the name of this fucking website? It's not Rumble. It's not YouTube. It's like some I don't know, out there channel website where he has like the Rants of Izzo show. Fuck yeah, dude.
with that logic, let's say if I earn 2K per month in a job, let's say I'm in a job, okay? I earn 2K per month and the watermelon costs $5 each. I can buy 400 watermelons every single payday. Maths don't lie. Correct. You're not wrong. It's correct. But am I going to do it? If you earn 2K, are you going to do it? Are you going to buy 400 watermelon in one shot?
Such leaping logic. It's just nonsense. I can't even address it. It's just nonsense.
No, right? No. Same with network marketing.
Just, I agree. Maths don't lie. With that logic, just, I mean, nobody ever made the claim, Patrick, that if you have $2,000 a month, if you earn $2,000 a month, you're going to spend $2,000 a month on watermelons, or that you're going to spend all of it, period. You're the one who's making up this scenario, which has nothing to do with what we're saying.
MLM maps. Okay, it's the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's the what if there was a pool, literally.
Okay, make it make sense. But knowing you, I'm sure you will come up with more and more nonsense to cover up your initial nonsense and pretend I didn't debunk anything, and that I'm just brainwashed for a lost soul. Oh, this way of thinking of yours could never accept the truth. It's just sad, plain sad. Me dancing only hope to lighten the mood, because if I don't laugh, I might cry.
Also, you got that from me,
Because
saying if I didn't laugh, I would cry. Patrick is like a Always Marco fan in disguise, for real. Patrick, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that you are brainwashed, and that's me being generous, because the only alternative to you being brainwashed, based on what I've heard you say, is that you're just stupid. And I don't want to believe that that's the case. I agree, maths don't lie. With that logic, let's say I earn $2,000 a month and a watermelon costs $5. I could buy 400 watermelons. Math doesn't lie. But am I going to do it? No. Well, you're conflating math with like intention or motivation or like desire to purchase stuff. You're completely jumping from one thing to another. You know, it's a complete deflection.
I can't believe so many of these nonsensical videos are out there. Just, it's nonsense.
Crazy shit. Okay, let's see. He's back.
On and on. The argument of recruit 5, who recruits 5.
Oh my god, this is again 1 year ago. Logical fallacies of smooth talker Always Marco. This video has 1 like. It has 358 views. It was posted more than a year ago, May 15, 2024. And the comments, there's 1 comment and it's him. Marco keeps using the strawman argument and a false dilemma to bamboozle his audience, saying if the entire population isn't recruited, it means the opposite is true, it doesn't work. A false dilemma presents only 2 options when more exist. Examine all possible alternatives before making decisions, okay? It's not a false dilemma. It's showing that what people in MLMs say is actually the fallacy, where they say just recruit 5 or recruit 5 and that it works. We've covered this at length. Logical fallacy number 2, in the context of lobbying, when it is super clear that Facebook lobbies much more than all direct selling. This is a whataboutism. Also, as Bill Keep showed in my video about a company whose name I can't remember, the MLM companies individually lobby a greater percentage of their earnings than companies like Facebook or Pfizer. Not that they don't lobby more dollar, like a higher dollar amount, but the amount that Meta, Facebook, lobbies relative to its total amount of money that it's bringing, the percentage that Meta makes in a year that they're allocating to lobbying is not as high as the amount the percentage of revenue that MLMs dedicate each year to lobbying. Yes, Meta does lobby a higher dollar amount, but it's a relative smaller amount to their total earnings. They also make a lot more than MLM companies. And even if this wasn't the case, even if we could see that the MLM companies don't lobbied a larger dollar amount as well, it's a whataboutism. We're talking about MLM companies which are fraudulent, fraud, pyramid schemes that are lobbying, not a social media company. So, okay. He says it's a red herring fallacy. Doesn't understand what a red herring is. Direct selling lobbies higher percentage of their overall money, whereas Facebook lobbies so smaller percentage they could be lobbying pennies. But the pennies is 100 times more than all MLMs combined, and yet FTC go after Facebook. Yeah, FTC goes after people who are doing bad practices, whether it's Facebook or anyone else. What's your point? If direct selling is indeed doing some illegal shit, it is more than enough for FTC to go after direct selling. Yeah, well, that's a deep web that goes far back in history, much further than Facebook. If FTC can go after Facebook, it is more than easy for FTC to go after direct selling, which lobbies 99% of their money. That's not true. There's a direct selling caucus in Congress. The MLM money has touched... The MLM money and relationships goes back very far, much farther than Facebook's does. MLM can even and quite possibly be able to wipe out Amway 100 times and more because they're essentially lobbying their entire money. Come on, they went after Facebook for crying out loud. Okay, so because MLM hasn't been shut down, that means nothing wrong is happening. Okay, great. Well, slavery wasn't shut down right away either, Patrick. A red herring. Red herring is an irrelevant point brought up to divert attention from the main issue, which is what you are doing. Amazing. Do I need to watch 29 minutes of this? Okay, he talks about the 5x5. Let's skip ahead.
Recruit the entire population.
Okay, still talking about 5x5.
Because the system is designed to last forever.
Okay, still talking about that.
You guys could not even think that maybe we recruit slow and
still talking about that.
There should not be any people at this Amway recognition.
Still talking about that.
Order for us to earn.
Okay.
This is doublespeak.
Okay, now he's talking about doublespeak. I wonder where you learned that from, Patrick. When my own spawn tried to use my own weapons against me, you know? It's amazing. This guy's passionate. Corporate decisions always need to be measured on a relative basis. It's clear how protective MLMs need to be about their schemes. Their efforts against the Delaware bill are a great example. Exactly. Bro, this guy has the Building Fortunes radio tech set up with the audio and the video.
Programming your mind to see the worst in business industry. So in a nutshell, that is how business works. That is how Google included works. Okay, we have to recruit people. We have to get them to buy stuff, and that is how we get paid.
Okay, even just from this short excerpt, I can tell that what he's doing here is the conflation between the word recruiting and endless chain recruiting. But the military recruits, colleges recruit, jobs recruit. Yes, they recruit. What we're talking about when we criticize recruiting in MLM is the endless chain recruiting, where the incentive structure is based on recruiting. Yes, basketball teams and colleges and military, they recruit. They recruit to fill roles where they need personnel to accomplish tasks. They don't recruit for the sake of recruiting. You don't win the NBA championship by having the biggest team because you recruited LeBron, who recruited 5 people, who recruited 5 people. You don't win the war by recruiting the biggest downline of soldiers. You don't rank up in the military but go, become a sergeant, general, commander, etc. because you recruited more people below you. No, you do it through your active duty, the things you've accomplished, the time that you've been there, etc. It's not just, you don't go and say, okay, go get 5 new military recruits and you'll become a commander. It's not how it works. In no system where they talk about recruiting and say, oh, but this thing recruits, in none of those examples can they bring up, are there money or rewards tied to bringing people in who pay to join that thing? Oh, but Walmart recruit. Okay, maybe Walmart does recruit because they need cashiers. They need jobs filled. They're hiring for certain roles. They need a new janitor. They need an assistant manager. They're opening a new super center. They need a manager, a supervisor. They're not recruiting for the sake of recruiting. They're recruiting to fill roles. They're clinging to the word recruiting and, you know, putting all their money on that one, you know, spot, putting everything into the word. It's just like they're clinging to the, I mean, that's semantics.
That's it.
I have no idea what this new XP system is, but congrats, Jeff Miller. You have 225 XP, whatever the fuck that means. Shouldn't you get XP for super chatting? Like, why is... I mean, this XP seems to just purely be based on comments, which is kind of concerning, because it's like, doesn't that mean people could just spam to try to get higher on the fucking thing, you know? Okay.
That's all there is to it. So now...
Yes, Lily says, once all bases are loaded for regular jobs, hiring is paused until it's needed again. It's not an endless hiring. Oh, is Patrick Korean? I'll go to Korea. Fuck, I would love to go pull up on Korea. Patrick, hit me up. I'll come to Korea next week.
Let's consider another point of view. If the recruit 5 until everyone on earth is recruited, if it does not happen, it shows that it does not work. But based on this video, based on all the video that I have shared, does it prove that it does not work? No, it still works. What logic?
Okay, skipping ahead.
Not a lot of stupid people that the term realistic actually...
Lobbying, talking about lobbying.
My background. Then they say, whoa, back up. This guy lobbies almost 99% of his savings. Whoa, back up, leave him alone. Let's leave him alone. But Facebook lobbies millions. Okay? Do you know, unrelated to the initial topic at hand? I mean, I have made my point.
I mean, your point to go against the lobbying argument is to say that other people lobby more. It's such a stupid fucking thing. It's like, imagine not being critical of something like APAC, because actually APAC is probably the number one, yeah, in terms of lobbying. Imagine saying, oh yeah, well, we shouldn't criticize MLM because APAC lobbies more. It's like, okay, and so one person's corruption washes away this person's corruption. Okay, makes sense.
I have made my point. Just be a man and admit when you...
I didn't do anything bad, dog. I just started up the stream and this was the thing today.
...are wrong. I mean, everybody makes mistake. Right now, you made a mistake. I mean, I can literally...
XP farming in the chat, so funny. Yeah, like, what does the XP give you? You know, are you ranking up? Damn, this really is becoming a fucking MLM.
tear you apart. Tear your argument apart. Okay? And
Patrick, I would hate me too. I'm a young, swagalicious... handsome, beautiful superhero, James Bond, Batman. Oh, just cracked my sternum. Fuck yeah, getting older. Young, handsome, hilarious, noble superhero. I would hate me too.
I can point it out to you, to the whole world, okay? However, your fan base will be there to support you all the way. I know for a fact. But I know there are logical people out there who will see reasons. So don't let me embarrass you any further. You are a bright young kid. I know you are. You are a few years younger than me, but I know you are a bright young kid. You ought to see that for yourself. The fact of the matter is, lobbying argument is absolutely rubbish. If the FTC can chase Facebook...
$5 billion settlement, record-breaking, history-making, crazy, yep.
Despite them lobbying ridiculous amount. It doesn't matter if MLM direct selling is lobbying 90% of their entire money. It is still lower than Facebook. Okay? It is an easy picking for FTC. Let's say FTC, this is the FTC.
Oh, that was sweet. That was almost sweet, says Grace. What if we kissed? What if me and Patrick kissed?
The amount, right? Revenue. But you say that they lobbies pennies, about this much. However, this is the...
8, yep.
Representation of Facebook. Can I use this for example? I hope you don't mind, right? You will not fault me for it, right? You will not carry out ad hominem attack against me, right?
Maybe
No.
your fans base also will attack me using ad hominem attacks. I don't know, okay? But I'm going to carry on using this as an example. This is the representation of Facebook, okay? Facebook earns this much.
Found this XP. Found this easy XP farm. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Anonymous. XP farming, baby. Thank you, bro. How is Marco gonna recover from this? I know, I'm getting bodied. You're a bright young man, aka why don't you agree with my nonsense?
Okay, and this is the representation of direct selling. They earn this much. And they lobbies about 90% of this. Almost the entire paper lah, huh? However, Facebook lobbies pennies.
Okay, we get it.
Direct selling.
We get it.
We
get
for
it.
a second.
We get it.
Just malfunction for a second there. But if FTC can, then my camera just have the power to go after Facebook, which lobbies pennies. FTC can go after direct selling.
We get it.
It is so easy picking for FTC. It's so
we get
easy.
It.
Okay, and they will still have extra money left over to give the entire FTC staff. For example, I don't know, okay? Maybe that is much more believable than recruit 5 by recruit 5 by recruit 5, the entire population of Earth being recruited. So stupid. But the reason FTC cannot touch direct selling, MLM, network marketing, after everything that I have said to you, it should be very plain obvious. It should be very obvious. If you have a working functional brain, that FTC cannot touch the industry is not because of lobbying. It is because they are absolutely clean within the laws of all countries.
Bullshit. Logical fallacies. This video is called, by the way, Logical Fallacies of Smooth Talker Always Marco.
Both in law and moral consciousness. Okay? But knowing you guys, knowing the entire MLM apologists, they will carry on with their fruitless, pointless arguments using false equivalents, strawmans, all kinds of logical fallacy. I wish you all good luck. The industry will still thrive, but it is your loss every single debate which you guys keep deluding yourself with delulu nonsense. And I feel sorry for you. And that's all I have to say. Good day to you.
Damn.
Keep on earning your YouTube money, spreading hate. And I'm not saying this nonsensical thing, okay? I'm saying this after I have actually picked apart your argument bit by bit. You guys are full of hate. That's it. Enjoy your money. That's it. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone.
Guys, we lost. We lose. You lose. Good day, sir. Willy Wonka. Well, he got us, y'all. Damn, he bodied you, bodied. Yeah, fuck. What can I do, y'all? Willy Wonka. Patrick doesn't leave comments. He leaves dissertations. He's going to comment on your video. I Am Academy shutting down. Amway changed their name to Quickstar. Yep. It's crazy. Crazy world. Is this his version of I'll Pray For You? Streamlabs link in the comments. Your comments are hilarious. Patrick might be smitten. Marco is a bright, young, handsome, smooth talker. Best cult leader. So true. Marco lost his first debate. Enjoy your money, Marco. Yeah, got him. Time to shut down the channel. Oh my god. This Joker keeps using all your words. He must be a stalker and a huge fan. Damn. Patrick. It's time I acknowledge your existence. So here we are. Patrick, you've lost your black job. Patrick, you're welcome to join me. There will be no trickery. There will be no editing. I know people... You know what's funny? Is you can go look at any of the debates I've done. There's been no editing. There's been no editing. You know? Let's just... You know, I'm giving you my platform to explain to people why I'm wrong. And you know what? Since you don't believe that I'll delete the channel, okay, fine. I won't delete the channel. I'll actually leave the video. I'll delete every video except the one debate of you debunking me. How about that? How about that? We'll let the people decide. We'll let the comments decide. We'll let the public opinion decide. And you can invite all your friends and family and cross lines and up lines and down lines to watch the debate and make up their own decision, make up their own mind, and we'll let it run like that. I think that's so fair, bro. How do you feel that I Am Academy shut down? Marco wins, fatality. Yeah, I'm gonna, hopefully soon I'll be able to make a full video about that. But of course I feel good that that happened, and you know, it's not enough, but you know, it's not enough. There needs to be more that happens with that, more consequence, but I'll take it for sure. Also, him saying Marco uses ad hominem attacks. I mean, your whole video was called Smooth Talker Always Marco. I Am Academy shuts down the same day Fidel graduates. Congratulations to Fidel. Yeah, that was really amazing too, because Fidel, you know, Fidel dropped out of school to pursue that. You know, Fidel dropped out of university to pursue I Am Academy. So for him to leave that company and then graduate on the same day that it shut down is just a beautiful poetic thing. And you guys are going to see Fidel in the new Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme video. I know I said last week that that might be the last stream before you see the new video. And obviously it wasn't, because I'm doing this stream. But the new video is basically done. I'm waiting for the thumbnail. I have a guy doing the thumbnail for me. And once I have that, we'll be ready to go. So if I don't know if what I should do for this, if I should do like a Patreon only premiere, if I should do an early access look. Part of me is also tempted to just drop it right at once. You know, I know YouTube has that premiere thing where, like, when the video first comes out, there's like a live chat for when it's brand new. And I don't think I've done that for one of the Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme videos, like had a live chat. That could be cool. You know, it's basically like what we have with this live stream chat, where it's a chat, it's live, but it's a pre-recorded video that you're watching. And then once it's done, it just is like a normal video with comments and whatever. So, I don't know. We will definitely have Fidel. I actually have a whole video with Fidel, like a Where Are They Now interview that I filmed with Fidel 1 year and 3 months ago. When we filmed, actually it was even before we filmed this new video, Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme, that you're going to see him in. So I'm holding on to that, but of course I didn't want to release it because of, you know, I Am Academy hadn't shut down yet, let's just say. So yeah, yeah. How much does a thumbnail guy get? I don't know, honestly. It's different. The guy I have, he is a supporter of mine, so we haven't worked it out yet. So it's really going to depend on the experience of the person and your relationship and whatever. Very happy for Fidel. Congratulate Fidel when the video comes out. Yes. And honestly, bro, follow me on Instagram, always Marco, and follow Fidel too, Fidel Castro, CASH. Because you're gonna, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of updates and stuff posted. I post more on Instagram, honestly, than I do on YouTube. So the saga will continue on Instagram. So very excited for you to see it. There may be another stream next week before this. Maybe Patrick wants to debate. There may be another stream before the Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme video comes out, but it's basically done, and I'm just excited for y'all to see it. So the ultimate redemption story for real, yes. Yeah. Join the Discord. Link is in the chat right now. I just put it in there. And yeah, I'm excited for you to see this new Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme video. I think I'm just going to drop it, honestly. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you again, I guess. Move back to Edmonton. Would love to grab a beer with you sometime. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you. And yeah, new Infiltrating a Pyramid Scheme. If it's not out before the next stream, then we'll do the next stream, and it'll be out momentarily after that. So, all right, guys. Later. Appreciate you. Peace.